Hello, chat. Hello. Welcome to another Ninjagato channel. We got another interview for you. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Namori. Hello, Beppo. How are you? Look at all these Endvrtv fans we got in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, as you guys know, hello, hello. Thank you for the applause. Thank you for the applause. As you guys know, I have the pleasure of introducing you guys to one of the coolest DJs on Twitch. So without further ado, here we go. Welcome, Endvrtv, everybody. Endeavor, what's up? Well, actually, you're Deckard, right? Did I say
Yes,
that right?
I am
Deckard.
Deckard, yeah.
There we go. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, welcome, Deckard. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? It's good to be here.
Good to be here.
Thank you for that really, really amazing intro. It's very kind of you.
So, one of the first things I do on this channel is I give you a shout out, and then I put a pin on here. So, one of the things I love about this shout out overlay is it's going to play a random clip. And I mean absolutely random.
Oh, yeah.
And so
yeah.
you're going to have to explain the context of this clip. And sometimes it can be funny, sometimes it can be weird, and we're just going to find out together. So let me shout you out, and let's see what we get. Oh, looks like we're jamming. We're jamming. What's going on here?
I actually can't see the clip.
It's on my stream. It just looks like a traditional.
My stream's lagging a bit.
Okay. It looks like just a traditional rave. So I think that was just like a. Your content seems to be.
It's pretty ravey. Yeah.
Pretty ravey.
I mean, when things aren't breaking, when chat isn't crashing the stream with every single redeem possible.
All at the same time while you're trying to focus on stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
When they aren't making a million different static meshes that are completely dropping the frame rate to about 2 frames per second is a rave. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna put a pin now. Check out Endeavor or Deckard, or check out.
Well, yeah. So I stream. It's myself, Deckard, and my DJ partner Nova. We are together. We are Endeavor.
Oh.
And we kind of use it. We can use it interchangeably. Like we are both Endeavor, but
nice.
Specifically,
you have like a shared consciousness, essentially.
it feels like that, especially.
It feels like that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Especially
when we're both in damage control mode on the stream.
Oh, we are Borg. Nova says we are Borg.
We are Borg, yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
You'll be assimilated.
Awesome. Okay, so usually the first question I start off is the name. Yeah. So I think you explained the origin of your channel, the two of you, but let's start with Deckard.
Yep.
How did you come up with that, or what is the history behind Deckard?
Deckard really was. The history behind it is really, it's really just meant to be a pun, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain. I'm a cat, by the way. I'm not very smart.
So the history is like, well, I'm a DJ. I'm on the decks. I go pretty hard on the decks, so I deck hard.
You deck hard. That's nice. That's cool. That's cool. And then how did that evolve into Endeavor?
Well, Endeavor. How did that? So like the name, the collective name for us being Endeavor.
Yeah. Go into that. Tell us how the evolution.
Well, I think Nova and I just had this idea to to do this whole show, right? This whole, I don't know, project of, virtual live interactive music. And we just kind of, we wanted something that was, I don't know, like a bold name. I mean, really, it was kind of a working title that we've just stuck with. And we kind of joked around that this was like an endeavor we were going on, and then we thought, well, that's a pretty good name. Let's just stick with that. We don't need to get too caught up in names. Me personally, I've spent way too many hours starting like MMORPG, spending about 10 hours thinking of a character name, and I didn't want to relive that with this project.
Okay, so it was a joint venture, and since you're king of the puns, and you go on the decks pretty hard, so you're Deckard, you and Nova are going on a journey, which is a endeavor together. So hence Endvrtv. I see the light. I see the light. I am so taking notes on the lore. See, like, these are the things. Like, streamers forget that a lot of people come and go. And they don't know. They forget that, not everybody's up to date on the lore. So...
No. I mean... Yeah, there's that. I mean, the real... Well, look, so Beppo has just said he expected a lot of people would assume it's NVRTV. And look, we kind of didn't think about that until later, that it's kind of a bit of a... It's a kind of a pun like that too, like we're going to end VR, like VR is going to be over or something. So I think that kind of came along later, is like there's that kind of double entendre there or something, but I don't really know how we're going to end VR by being in VR. But maybe, who knows, maybe this becomes some kind of Neuralink thing with Elon, and then it's just reality.
I just assumed you guys started in VR chat.
No, VR chat was like, VR chat wasn't even on my radar. Ooh, I just completely...
You disappeared. Vanished. You vanished.
I think VR has just ended me.
Ended you, exactly. VR was like, oh, hell's no, brother. We will not stand for this bull. Oh boy.
Whoa.
You disappeared. That's hilarious.
Oh, wow, okay. I am just flying.
You got devoured.
Now.
You got devoured,
by the VR gods.
That is true. The VR gods said, do not speak ill of us, son. We will end you. And now there's no place for your body collision to go, so you are flying everywhere. There's no place for you to go.
That is so funny. Okay. Give me the second.
That's hilarious.
But actually, speaking of the lore, I mean, there's what we just said, but the other lore of Endeavor was actually the planet that I'm from is a pretty boring planet, actually. Everyone's kind of got a job. Like, everyone gets kind of told a job from, like, birth. And that's kind of, what you do for the rest of your life. And
wait, you're not from Earth?
Yep, sorry.
You're not from Earth?
No, I'm not from Earth at all.
What?
No, not at all. No, I'm not a human being under this suit.
You're not? Where are you from? And what are you under the suit?
I'm not even sure about that yet, to be honest. Like the planet I'm from doesn't really even clarify those things. They just say get to work, So I grew up in a garbage dump, just trying to make stuff out of all the crap that I was given. And one day Nova crashed down to my planet in her spaceship, and she needed help, and I put it back together. And the only letters left on the ship, on the side of the ship, were E, N, D, V, and R. So we renamed the ship the Endeavor.
Interesting. Wait. But does that mean that Nova's humanoid?
So Nova's humanoid, but she's also not. She's from another planet as well. Not from
really? Okay, so she crashed onto your planet. And were you previously putting together DJ stuff? Or
so that was, I found a bunch of junk, anything that kind of caught my eye in the scrapyard. I thought, well, what can I do with this? What can I make out of it? That's why my helmet is actually, it looks like a TV. I actually didn't know it was a TV. I thought it was a space helmet, and
Interesting.
but it's actually just a bit of junk.
It's a bit of junk
Uh,
that you've
yeah,
repurposed.
yeah,
Interesting. Interesting.
and you know, making rhythms and making kind of sounds out of old stuff, sampling old stuff, old music. It's kind of the stuff that it kind of just caught my eye of taking something old and making something new out of it, or yeah.
That is some pretty interesting lore. That is some pretty interesting lore. Huh.
Let me. I will think I need to recalibrate again really quick to
That's
do
okay.
this.
Go
Give me
for
two
it. Go for it.
seconds.
I guess you. Oh yeah, and his headphones
You
come
can-
off, so he can't talk to me. He can't hear. Go for it. Just go.
I can still hear you right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, we're starting to see you again. Oh, there he
Go to
goes.
starting
Go to the
position.
starting position, buddy. I'm watching you. Stand in pose.
Hold and pose.
Hold in pose. Hold it. Hold. Holders hold.
Move around.
Okay, now you can move. You better be clapping. Better be clapping. Nice. Interesting.
Processing.
Processing. There we go. There we go. I think it's working. I think it's working. And then there they go
Stand
with
still.
fire. There they go with the fireworks to explode you again. Oh, you're back. You're back. He's
All right, I'm
back.
back.
He's back. I think he's good.
There
I
we
think
go.
he's good.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So you're kind of like Wally. You're just
Yeah, maybe.
you're kind of like the movie Wally. You're like the trash
That's
robot
it,
that
yeah.
started putting stuff together that he liked, and then started making stuff, and then found his way to the DJ light. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of a normal kind of. It felt like a real normal evolution to go from like banging banging like bolts and finding stuff on the ground in the scrapyard that I could smack and make a cool sound out of, and make cool rhythms. And eventually, I discovered electronic music and realized that there were species doing this stuff, already out there in the universe.
Wow. Okay. And so you obviously have advanced technology in which you discovered Twitch.tv.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Twitch here on this, there's no Twitch where I'm from, and there's no Twitch where Nova's from either. In fact, uh, the planet Earth has such a variety of music and culture that it really caught our eye on our journey through the universe to kind of hear other cultures' music and stories and learn about reality and existence like that. And we just thought we'd stick around. And there's such a rich culture here. We wanted to stick around and learn a bit.
Oh, so that means that you guys got on the spaceship together and you left and you found Earth itself?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, so Wally and Eva, or Eve, left and returned to Earth. Or came to Earth. I won't say you returned since you're not from here. But this is your new home. This is your new home. And now you have a
Yeah,
cat.
for the moment, yeah.
And now you have a cat who's come into your DJ booth and has claimed it. This is my DJ booth now.
Nova's going to be very happy to hear that.
Nice.
Nova's wanted to get a cat for a while now. I think that's going to be the other reason to stick around here for so long.
Nice. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. But yes, I'm still waiting for my 4090 and my litter box. I need both of those. Can you make that happen?
I can. We can organize a subathon or something.
That's cool.
The litter box subathon.
So
On your throne.
okay, cool, cool, cool. But much like Earth needs some more good music vibes on behalf of humans. Welcome, true, Cora, true. Okay, so now that you're here on Earth, I have to ask you the question: how did you get into Unreal Engine? How did you get into learning that?
Yeah, it's a. I feel like it's actually like a pretty. Uh, I don't even know. I'd say I've kind of heard this story a bit, but I guess maybe I guess there's two main reasons. There's two, at least for me.
Okay.
So one was being a DJ and being a real fan of electronic music. I uh, really I'm a big fan of Dead Mouse,
Okay.
and about a few years ago, I realized that well, I saw that he would use Unreal Engine to design all his shows from start to finish. Like he would render the entire stage, he would render all the lights, he would place them exactly where he wanted them to scale. He'd do all the visuals, everything, and then he would basically just give the finished product of like the project to his stage engineers, and then they just go build it. Which I thought was nuts. I'm like, I didn't realize he was that much of. I know he was in terms of music, he was a real not perfectionist, but he had a real vision that he would like
Okay.
match to. He was a real. But I didn't realize he was doing that for even the live shows. Like he was literally like, "This is what I want it to look like. This is how it's going to be." So I was like, "Wow!" Like he's using Unreal Engine for that, which was really cool. The other side of the coin, though, and this is the part where it's kind of like almost a broken record for VTubers, was I learned about Code Miko, and I saw what she was doing. And I saw that I was blown away with just her the content and just the whole concept of, even though there's other VTubers out there and uh, I was really blown away by what she was doing. Like she was really my introduction to VTubing and just like what was possible at home with like not exactly like uh, a basic PC, but like what was becoming more and more available in terms of tech specs um, that you could produce from home. And it was kind of seeing both of them, seeing what Miko was doing and seeing what Deadmau5 was doing. And I was like, well, can we do both of those things then? Can we do like a live interactive show like Miko, but can you create a whole virtual stage with interactivity and lights and that Deadmau5 is doing? And could we like meld the two? And then I kind of did a bit of work looking for it, and I realized there wasn't, besides VR chat, which I thought was really cool, but at the same time, it
That's
was
inspiring.
relying on like developers to push things out and support, uh, and I kind of thought, well, again, it's kind of like Deadmau5 was like, well, it's like the VR chat is like a DJ showing up and playing a gig. And obviously there are ones who design the worlds, but I like the idea of like, well, you could create this whole thing from scratch. Like you could literally build it how you want it to. You could, any ideas you can just add in, and yeah, I like the idea of I guess it was also seeing people watch. It's one thing to go to a set and see a show live, but people also watch Above and Beyond and other DJs, and they watch it on YouTube. Like they'll watch a set back, or they'll put something on, and like at a party they'll just put something on TV, like a 2 hour, I don't know, Above and Beyond set, or Eric Prydz or whatever. And I thought, well, those are amazing, and they shoot those in like mountains somewhere or amazing stages. But like, what if you could put on a set and it's from a different planet, or it's from an environment that could never exist in reality, or it's from an environment where the audience is also changing things. The audience is setting off fireworks, making dances, changing the look, and so some people can just watch, some people can be a part of it. And that novelty, especially with Twitch, of that live interaction between the audience and the performer, that's really new. Like that really hasn't ever existed until like the internet 2.0. That you could sit down and have a live conversation or a live interaction with the audience. I mean, even when you go say like see music live, or no, it's unidirectional, right? It's the stage, it's the performer giving something to the audience. But I wanted to explore as well, like how can the audience give back to the performer, and how can the audience give back to the audience itself, so yeah, it's kind of a long-winded answer, but it was kind of the two, like just the potential I saw what Deadmau5 was doing and the potential I saw what Miko was doing. Really was like, okay, that's Unreal Engine, what can we do with it? And then it's kind of just been discovering what's possible since then.
Oh, okay. So you are like literally if Code Miko and Deadmau had a baby, it would be you.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Maybe, maybe. Okay, but you're saying previous to Twitch and Unreal Engine, you were into the DJC. What got
Uh,
you into it?
yeah.
Like, what got you into DJ?
Um, I'd always been really into music, but like, I mean, for my whole before this, it was mainly like classical music, really,
Oh,
and also like classic rock. It was only really the last few years that I really started to get into electronic music, um, and kind of see what was possible. Like, seeing the computer as actually like, as revolutionary to music as like the invention of like the guitar, or as the invention of the orchestra as we understand it, and seeing like, wow, this new machine has kind of unlocked an entire new language of music, an entire whole genre and like subgenres. And it was then that I kind of fell in love with electronic music, and then the impact that music had on people, uh, and just I guess the feeling of making something that has an impact on people. Like, music has an ability to kind of connect with people beyond like reason, beyond like thoughts. It kind of just makes you either like something or you don't, or it connects you together. I think, even just the way, like, we don't like, why does music make people dance? Like, why as
true.
humans when you hear a beat, why do you want to start moving? Like, what is going on there? There's something connecting with us. Flick with the emotes. Yeah, what makes you want to put dancing emotes in chat? Why does it want to
True.
do that? There's something going on there that I was really interested in exploring, I think. And music as a thing as well, from like a kind of cosmic perspective, it's a pretty interesting thing that we do as a species. Like, there's no direct advantage to being like musically talented for like survival. I mean, you can talk about like musicians getting laid and everything, and there's definitely like an evolutionary advantage there, but that's a pretty new thing. It's a pretty new thing for like musicians to be like raised to like this level of like godlike celebrity. Like, up until like the 60s, musicians were kind of on the same par as like court jesters and clowns. Like, it was not really considered a high art. So it's only recently with like modern technology that there's kind of been this switch in how musicians are venerated, but it's been around forever, and it's played a role in like humanity.
Mhm.
And it seems another and it's uh yeah, it's an interesting kind of space to live in, I think, and just explore, because it's clearly linked to what's going on this planet, at least for humans, in some deep way.
Mhm.
uh yeah.
Wow. Like, okay, so you definitely have loved music for a long time, and it just drove you into the electronic route. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Um, so speaking of that, like I see the decks in front of you, but let's talk hardware. Like you're a
Mhm.
VTuber on Twitch. Let's talk about what hardware you use. Like what is on your desk? I'm imagining like a crap ton of hardware.
Yeah, so in terms of hardware, where should we start? Let's start with
Let's start with a
let's start with
PC. Let's start with a PC.
PC.
Okay, and
Hmm.
then we'll go into the peripherals after that.
So the PC, the main PC, like the rendering PC, has a uh, This the CPU has an AMD. I think it's a 7970X, like Threadripper. So like 32 core CPU in there. Uh, it has a 4090 GPU. That's not the part you'll laugh at. The part you'll laugh at is that it's got 128 gigs of RAM. Uh,
Damn,
what else?
you just happen to have a
Hey, I was.
4090. You just happen to have a 4090 and full of RAM.
Hey, I'm a. Yeah,
And I was
that's the
laughing
Unreal is it.
because MO6 said that I think artists are kind of jesters forced to drink from beanettes.
Oh, we are. We 100% are. We
True.
100% are. We are dancing monkeys. Like at the
We're
end of
your
the
dance
day,
bunnies
you know,
to entertain you.
and
Yeah.
and whether we realize that or not, that is how society does view most of us. Just, if you'll ask any artist, the thing most of them, I don't generalize too much, hate the most is when you say, oh, so and so plays piano, they say, all right, well, play something for me, as if it's just like you can just turn it on.
Turn it on.
Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, like, and you can, but it's like the point is that's like a thing that people will just like assume to do. Okay, just do your thing then. It's like, well, wow, thank you. You think I hold my art in such a light kind of like regard that I can just like snap it on, snap it off.
True.
Like,
True.
so there is that aspect, I think, of it is performing, it is for an audience, but it's also just
That
about
is.
expression. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
But there is that aspect, I think, because again, I think on a deep level everyone kind of realizes that it's not like necessary for survival, right? It's not, if the world like was hit by a meteor tomorrow, like musicians aren't really going to be crucial in like keeping society going, maybe on like a morale sense, or like keeping people like, together, but in terms of like foraging, hunting, building, it's not crucial. It's not one of those like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? That's like near the
Mhm.
top is like musical expression, but morale is important, yeah.
Morale is
But
important.
eating,
Yeah.
finding food, finding warmth, shelter,
Yeah. They're still gonna hand you a shovel and be like, "That's nice, so you can play music, but let's go
yeah,
plant some crops now." Like that's what you do on the
yeah,
side.
yeah. But
So.
and yet music is everywhere, right? And
Mhm.
it's mothers sing lullabies to their kids.
Yep.
Countries have national anthems.
100%.
Every advertising campaign in the world has a jingle to it.
Mhm.
uh, every good movie has an incredible score.
The
Like,
entire
I
way.
can't think of, yeah. So
Yep.
it's behind everything, but it's not like crocodiles don't need music, sharks don't need music, and yet they're the apex of their environment. What is it about like humans that we're at the apex of our environment, and yet we've music just came along for the ride as well? It's probably got something to do with language, and like the spoken word, and the fact that
Mhm.
like there's two parts of language, right? There's like syntax, like what you're saying, like the
Mhm.
words, and then there's what's called prosody, which is like intonation. And intonation has far more information in it than like the words you're saying. Like, you can say the same thing 20 different ways and it has 20 different meanings. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
we can go into that. That's a different discussion about like evolution, which I find really interesting. But
Yeah.
we're talking about hardware. Um, so,
well,
well, actually, it's kind of linked because it's like human hardware. But anyway, yeah, go on.
let's get to some of the comments that came up. So, music becomes
Yeah,
interwoven as part of a work ethic. Working songs, dishwashing songs, lullaby. And then Cora says, music feeds a part of the soul that food can't reach. That is true. And
yeah,
it's
for
interwoven
sure.
as part of culture. I'll agree. It is part of culture.
Yeah,
Like, even if you
it
got
is.
got rid of the musicians, it would just respawn to you musicians. Like, everybody's
Yeah,
into it. Like, even like, I'm a tone deaf cat. Like, I can't sing to save my life, but every once in a while on stream I'll just kind of like pretend sing or whatever. But
yeah.
but no, it is definitely
That's
ingrained
not
in
pretend
us.
singing, though. That's singing. There's no such thing as pretend singing. It's just singing.
I know, but it's all flat with one note, basically. It's just not very good singing of that. So
Yeah, there you go.
it is singing. It's just not very good.
It's still singing. Like, you can't pretend sing. You're either singing or not singing. It's like pretending to sleep,
Yep. Okay.
which
So
is actually the only way to sleep, is like to pretend to sleep, right?
true. True. All right. So you have a rendering
Hardware.
PC that has a
Yeah, rendering
4090,
PC.
128
Yeah.
gigs, badass CPU. But then that means
Yeah.
that you have a capture PC then?
Yeah, I have a secondary. This was like a very late addition to the whole setup. It was kind of when I realized that when we talk about software, there's actually quite a bit of software that runs like in parallel for me to do the show, and that on top of OBS encoding it all on the same device, even with the 4090, was just like maxing it out. So I have a secondary just
Damn.
streaming device with just a I think it's an HD 60 plus like capture card, like Elgato, that just feeds the video into that device, and that just solely streams. But that's also when we do, if we are aren't able to do the stream in person, actually be at the device, I will use this second device to basically like remote in and control the stream as well. So it's kind of a portable streaming control device as well as like the separate streaming device.
What is the second device? Not a PC? What is it?
Oh no, it's a laptop.
Oh, it's a laptop. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just like an Alienware type of thing, or?
It is a ROG Zephyrus Duo 16.
Okay. So a decent laptop, but it runs other
laptop,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so it does your capture stuff. That you
I can run Unreal on it as well if I want to just test out stuff when I don't know, if I happen to be not out or away.
Okay. And you don't want to lug around that huge ass 4090 PC basically.
I would have to pay a lot in like extra baggage on a plane.
Yep. That's cool. That's cool. All right, and I'm assuming since you mix stuff, there's peripherals. Peripherals, like,
Yes.
do you have an actual deck
So
in front of you?
Yep. Yeah. So I have a deck pretty much next to me, a DJ deck. It is a Pioneer XDJ RR. So it's got 2 channels, a few effects. You can skip ahead and you can kind of jump around in this. It's like very basic mixing ability. But you do slip loops, hot Q stuff. But I have a actual physical DJ deck in front of me. That feeds in with just like audio cables into my sound card, which is like a Scarlett 2i2. So that's getting all the audio in. That feeds into. I'll just talk about the signal path quickly. So the sound card has the audio from that goes into Voice Meter Potato. I then feed that audio into Unreal, and then output it from Unreal because I want the sound I want zero latency between the sound and the visuals. So if I was feeding the audio straight from the decks into like OBS or something, it wouldn't line up, right? Because like the sound would be traveling essentially like faster than the visuals would be because I wouldn't have like the feedback. So the way I get around that is I literally use Unreal to output the audio so I can sync up manually the lights with what's coming out of Unreal. And then it goes from Unreal into the capture card and then onto OBS on this streaming device.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Okay. And do you have any like a soundboard? Or is it a virtual soundboard that you use?
Like a mixing board?
Yeah, or that's part of your deck, or is that on the deck?
The deck has basic EQ, so like low mids, highs,
equalizers.
And, like,
Yeah,
equalizers exactly.
And multiple channels.
I also do. Yeah, it's got 2 channels. It's got 2 channels. So I do a bit of EQing on the decks. I do a bit more EQing, but mainly just volume control on Voice Meter Potato. So I do all the audio ducking. I basically have the mic I'm using now also feeds into Voice Meter Potato as another input, a voice input. So I have the mic audio separate from the decks. I could feed the mic through the decks, but then if I was gonna do a recording of the stream, like the music, my voice would already be on it as well, and I'd rather keep it separate so I can just upload the mix as like a mix, because people might just want to listen back to it like on SoundCloud without me speaking over it, right? And if they want that, they can just watch the VOD. Or listen to the VOD. But yeah, so I use Voice Meter as like a bit of audio control as well. So I have a macro set up that when I talk with the mic, it'll duck the volume of the music for chat on the stream. So it's easy to speak as much, but that won't duck the audio on the actual decks that's being recorded. If I wanted to do that or not.
Okay, and then you have what type of mic do you have?
Oh yeah, I use a.
That sounds pretty good.
Mic?
That sounds.
It's a Rode. It's a Rode mic.
Oh, Rode's pretty good.
It is a. Yeah, Rode's really good. Let me quickly have a look which one it is. Where is it? Let's see. It's a Rode NT USB.
NT
mic.
USB.
So it's just feeding
Oh.
straight into the PC. It's not going to go. It's not going into the sound card as well.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good audio for that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you have facial tracking, or at least head tracking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the other hardware. So we used to use a Rococo Pro Suit 2, I think it was. But we recently upgraded to the XN's Window starter setup.
Okay.
So that has full head tracking. It's like 17 sensors. We do have face tracking. Like Nova has face tracking, which we just use like the LiveLink app on an iPhone to do.
Okay.
At the moment, there's no face tracking here because you can't see my face. So,
True. And then your fingers, right? Your fingers have hardware?
yes, normally I will have hand tracking. So we were using the Manus Prime 3 gloves, but we had them for about 2 weeks, and then we just decided to upgrade to the XSense Meta gloves. So they should be here soon.
Damn. Damn. I just imagine your stream room to just be like this mess of cables and hardware. Like just spaghetti. Like your world in Unreal is spaghetti code, and then your world outside of Unreal is spaghetti wires.
Yep.
Like I just imagine that. Like that's
There's a lot.
How many monitors?
I try to keep.
Like how many? Like
it used to be 2. Now it's 3 because
now it's 3.
There was a spare one hanging around, and I was like, let's just use the third one.
Damn.
But I have two LG like ultra wide monitors that are like left and right of each other, and now I put a third one above them, just because there's too much. I literally don't have enough space for stuff when I'm streaming. So we can talk about the software, but I run about 6 different apps or pieces of software at the same time, and
yeah, we're still talking hardware right now. We're still talking hardware, and I'm still like just like choking at all the level of hardware you have. If you could give a ballpark of all the hardware in your streaming room, cost dollars wise, including those new gloves that are going to arrive, what magnitude would you say? Like,
it's tough to say. I mean, it's probably over the entire span of things. It's probably, I've got to do this in like USD, right? So let me try convert it.
You could, yeah, if you don't want to.
Yeah. It's probably north of 15K USD, maybe. Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, it's built up.
That's built up. Damn.
Most of that is the PC.
Most of that is
the PC. I think, yeah.
I'm saying if that's true or true.
Yeah.
How much did your PC build estimate, or what would you estimate? And then, of course, everything where you're at is more expensive because just a flat, shipping it out there. Where your spaceship is at.
To the spaceship, into orbit. Thank you, Elon, for the for the shipment. It's the 4090 and the CPU. Yeah. Look, I think that the PC alone is like north of like $6,000. 7. Yeah.
Damn. You got some toys, man.
I had a vision for this project, and I was like,
I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
I'm gonna go for it.
Nice.
What is it gonna take to, try and do something, at the cutting edge, I guess.
That is pretty cool. Man. Power to you. Okay. And then do you have the licensing for that sense, or do you have to pay that?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, it's a yearly thing, which is pretty steep. It's pretty steep that you got to pay a yearly kind of subscription. But yeah,
Did
I'm trying
you?
to think about that because we just got it.
Do you get like a indie dev price or at least or
No, not they don't. So some of those, what would you call them? Promotions. They don't cover Orbit. They don't cover being in Orbit. If you're an indie
ouch,
developer.
ouch, ouch. Damn. Are you secretly Elon Musk's son? Or one of them?
Ooh, maybe he's got a lot of kids now, doesn't he?
He
So
does
maybe,
have a
who
lot of
knows?
kids because I was like, holy shit, dude, how you afford all this shit?
I don't. Let's just say I don't go out very much, or
Oh,
much anymore, and it's amazing if you start to budget and when you've got look at a vision for maybe what you want to do and what you're willing to kind of spend on it. I guess. Yeah.
yep. Okay, okay. Musk would so totally have made an alien baby. He 100% would have made some type of cyborg baby. 100%.
Yeah.
He could be your
Yeah.
dad. He could be your dad.
It could be.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
like I don't even game on this PC until very recently. I've been really enjoying playing Helldivers. But
Helldivers. Oh.
I would tell people about this and like, wow, you must play like full like you must have great quality games. I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't. there's been I've maybe played 3 games. There's only been like 3 games ever installed on this, and then I would delete them because I got upset that it was taking up space for like,
And resources. Oh yeah.
resources. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Okay. Damn. Okay, let's talk software. We obviously
Okay.
to make this show happen, there's a lot of
Mhm.
software that's involved. Break it down. Like
Okay, so yeah, easy. So I mean, obviously, to start off with, there's Unreal Engine. I'm
Mhm.
still currently using 5.0, 5.03, and I'm nearly at the point where I'm like, it's time to just go straight to 5.3.
Mhm.
But there's a few things that I, just to migrate over, I'm kind of waiting on, but I think it's about time. But yeah, there's Unreal Engine. I use Ableton Live. I think it's Ableton 10. Ooh. Oh, someone followed, and sorry, it's going to change the camera. Thank you, Sleeping Jackal. It changed my camera. Let me
Yeah.
change it back. That's
Thank you
something
for
I
the
added.
follow, Sleepy Jackal.
Yeah, thank you for the follow, Sleeping Jackal. I appreciate it. All right, give him the spotlight back. And actually, well, it's a good time to mention this. I was about to say I use Ableton Live. Now, I've used that for years for music production, but I recently, when I started, this project, let me just go. There we go, back here. I realized you can also use it to do other stuff. So I use Ableton Live to control all my lights. I use Ableton Live to control my cameras. Well, not all my lights, nearly all my lights. All my lights that like need like manual control. So I used, that's what's running. Pretty much all the lights you see in the show is Ableton. I also have the XN software. What you're seeing, like that's controlling the visualizer on my screen and like the visuals in the show, is another piece of software called Touch Designer, which is like it's like a professional standard like VJing, like video jockeying software and like generative visuals software. That's another thing I learned from Deadmau5. So I saw that he was using that to control his visuals, and I was like, cool, let's give that a shot.
Damn.
Touch Designer is awesome. It's also node-based programming like Unreal. So it was actually, I basically started learning both of them at the same time, and that was nice to kind of have the same modality of like creation in both of them. That's what I said. Unreal, Ableton, Touch Designer. There's the XN software now that's doing the mocap. There's also Voice Meter Potato, which is like my virtual audio routing software. And then obviously OBS as well, which will be running. What else? Any other important ones? I think that's it. How many did I say? That's like 5.
Only like 5.
Only 5. Only 5. Yeah.
How long does it take you to get your like stream ready? Like to go like on camera?
From start to finish, probably about 15, 20
If you're
if I'm like
fast.
in a good, if I'm fast, yeah.
Yeah, if you're in a rush,
Don't have
okay.
to do any, don't have to do any like last minute debugging or troubleshooting, which always happens. I don't know. This is something will always break.
Mhm.
That needs to be like quickly troubleshooted. Um, yeah, about 15, 20, I'd say, from like starting soon to getting ready.
Damn. Okay. And then what about wow, 5 softwares. That's pretty intense. That's pretty intense.
Mm.
So we did hardware, we did software. Um, those are those all individual licenses that you have to refresh yearly?
Touch Designer, yes. Oh no, I don't think Touch Designer is. I have to check. Touch Designer. When I was initially using it, you get like the free kind of like enthusiast version, but I realized that they have like a commercial license. They say that if you're using it to make money, which I think really what they mean is like if you're doing live shows using it, then you should be using that version. And there's a few extra features. You can stream it like 4K as opposed to 1080p or whatever. But I was like, oh yeah, look, doing stuff on it with visuals and stuff on Twitch, I think that counts. So I'm gonna do the right thing and get the commercial license for that. So that's Touch Designer has a commercial license, and you get some better features with it anyway. Like I can use 4K visuals instead of just 1080p. It doesn't downscale them anymore. XNs has a yearly license here. Unreal, for the moment, is being nice still.
They are being nice.
Thank you, Epic Gods. Ableton, yes, but I've had an Ableton license for like 10 years because I've been making music with it for 10 years. So that was the one thing that was like, great. I've already like, that's the thing that's when people have asked me about, how do you do the stuff you do with like the lights and stuff in Unreal? And I'm like, well, I use Ableton. And then they look at how much Ableton is.
And they turn around.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, look, if I was only doing it for this, I probably would have found somewhere else to do it, without Ableton. But I already use Ableton to write music and do music production. So that was one little bonus of like, yeah, already having it.
Okay.
What else? I think that's all the things that have licenses. Yeah.
That's cool. All right, now let's talk about your model. Your model.
Yeah.
Did you like? Is this 100% designed by you, or it was an asset that a modeler or you bought and then modified? What's the story behind the model?
So the model itself under here, like the skeleton, was designed in Character Creator 3.
Okay.
So Nova and I worked on these together and just used one of their base models and used some of their sliders to change things. Didn't really matter for this because, I mean, initially I didn't have gloves on, so you could see my actual hands. Now I do have gloves. The jacket we went to a artist, I think on ArtStation, and with some designs, and we basically just commissioned them to make the jacket. And we're very happy with the jacket, and the same with the gloves. So we basically had put together references, and we were looking for artists to make these assets for us. And he also made the helmet as well. So we kind of again had designs for a helmet. His name was Tuxico. Yeah, he was great. Yeah, and so that was this round of like these meshes, but the character itself was just done in Character Creator 3. Nova, yeah, and the same with Nova. I mean, I'm almost going to leave the questions about Nova for when you ask Nova. Maybe.
Yep.
And, yeah, so I'll just talk about to me. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, all this, nothing on me here was like from the off the shelf. I guess we went to an artist with like designs to build it.
Okay.
But that's one of the things I've just yet had time to learn. I mean, I only learned Unreal about when I started doing this about 2 and a bit years ago. Same with Touch Designer. 3D modeling was just the one thing I'm like, there's too much.
You drew the line. You drew the line. Like
yeah, I was like, it could take me 6 months to learn how to do something that I could, commission someone to do in an hour.
Mm. Okay.
I do really want to develop my 3D modeling skills, but I had to make a call at some point of like, uh, you know, I've got to draw the line somewhere of actually being able to like develop a few skills as opposed to just kind of being average at all of them.
Hmm. Yeah, so I'm in the same boat. Like this cat, like I wanted to be able to add stuff and tweak it, but I'm just like I drew the line at like I'm like okay, no, like Unreal, yes, modeling, Blender, that's for the future, maybe. Like
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I love free
Yeah.
assets. Learning 3D on top of doing everything else is so much work. True. Final Flick. It
Look,
is just like.
that's the thing. Yeah. There's so many great assets on the Epic Marketplace. There's so
Mhm.
many, like, at the end of the day, I kind of view being a VTuber, and especially in the kind of project like this project, um, it's it's like being a director in a movie, right? Like you
Mhm.
look at like George Lucas making Star Wars. He didn't hand paint like the models like Yoda. He had an idea and he went to artists of like, this is my vision. How can we
Mhm.
make this real? At the end of the day, um, he's got a very good basic understanding, or I'd say more than a basic understanding of like all the parts that go into a film. But he also knows how to recruit a team to get the best vision out of what he wants. That's like any good director, or any good, project leader.
Mhm.
I think it's important to have a good understanding of like anything, like, so you can call bullshit when you see bullshit, or you can explain your vision clearly in the language that the artist or the technician can understand. But it's something like VTubing like this. I mean, depends on the project, but there are definitely many projects where I think it's just as much about having a vision and putting together a team, whether that's an active team or whether that's having artists that you like to work with and commission, or whether it's, finding assets, free assets, or not even free assets, paying for assets on the Epic Marketplace or wherever, and using them to make, to build the vision and make the vision a reality, I think.
Yep. Uh, oh, Sleepy Jackal has a compliment for you. I've just been checking out
Oh,
a couple of VODs and the content looks amazing. Can't wait to catch a live stream. Awesome, man. Awesome, Sleepy Jackal.
Sleeping Jackal, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really, thank you very much I'm very glad you're vibing, and I'm very much excited for you to catch a stream sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was having that same discussion about assets being like I don't understand why more game devs aren't just buying stuff and utilizing more stuff. Because like I had like I had a map that I put into my project that was free. And it was
Mm,
Venice. It was Venice, Italy.
yeah,
And I put my cat at Venice, Italy, and we went for a walk. Me and Chat. We just got to explore Venice. And I was like,
yeah,
if I went into modeling, like, there's probably amount of time that I could have learned to do this. Like, yes, I
yeah,
agree, time and education and energy, but I could also pay somebody $10 and just
yep,
get Venice. I will
yep.
pay somebody $10 and get Venice.
Well, exactly, exactly. Like I think
Like,
it's
there's an
sorry.
optimization curve.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Like, I mean, it's the same thing of like,
Games
you
would be
know,
cheaper if they did true final. Like, yep.
yeah, games would be cheaper. Yeah, exactly. But there's a thing to it. Look, I think it's important to have it still be unique to you, and have, like, if you have the ability, I think you should be, and by that I mean like the time and resources, and mainly the resources, like something that's you, like that really represents you and is unique. I think is important as a artist. But it's also about, like you said, optimizing. And
Mm,
there's parts of like, I guess, VTubing and like art in general that is about like self-expression, but there's also the parts that are about like practically getting it out there and executing it. And it's the same thing of like mowing your lawn. Like, you can go mow your lawn every day and maybe spend an hour or 2 hours doing that. But if you're Elon Musk, like, and you might even enjoy it, the world is better off, and like you're better off, and like your business is better off by you paying someone to mow your lawn. That frees up your time to do something that's, not, I don't want to say like objectively more valuable, but you're putting your maybe unique talents to work elsewhere, and you're also providing someone else with an opportunity to work with you, to collaborate, but also like that might be their source of income, like mowing the lawn, like some kind of manual labor. And that's like the extreme case, but it's also, like there are amazing 3D artists out there that would like the work, that would like to do that. And it's very, so if it's a simple, like, even if it's just like, the thing is, like, some of the things that I would like to get commissioned are like, I can understand they're very simple for someone with 5 years, 10 years experience, and it's going to take me so long just to do it, whereas it takes, like you said, like, it's cost you $10 to get that done, whereas it could cost you hundreds of dollars of your own time in actually doing it yourself.
True. Yep. Yeah, there's an optimization curve for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have to ask this. Earth has these things called educations. Do you have on your planet, did you have a background in this type of stuff? Or any of this work whatsoever? Like Unreal, DJing or anything? Or is this all just your own learning?
All this is my own learning. Yeah.
All of it.
Self-taught DJ, self-taught Unreal Engine from YouTube, self-taught touch designer. My background is actually in physics and mathematics and astrophysics.
Oh, okay. Obviously, because you travel space and collected stuff and put stuff together to be able to basically be your own engineer, captain, and everything.
But yeah, you
So,
gotta you gotta understand the ways of the universe.
Yes. Okay. So you do have a technical background in general, but you don't have a specialization in any of this. Okay.
No, yeah, I'd say some programming, but definitely not C++. The programming background I have, and maybe some people in chat will laugh at this, is actually in Fortran.
What? What are you, 100 years old? Are you, like, was your model 100 years old? Like your base model? Do people even know Fortran anymore?
At least one person does.
At least one person does. What? Do you still have punch cards somewhere? Tell me you still have punch cards somewhere.
No, like my PC is my punch card now when it breaks. With
Oh.
my walls are my punch cards now.
Jeez, punch cards. Exactly. See, Marengo's mind went where I was like,
I knew
like,
it.
this,
I shouldn't even said anything.
This dude's old. He knows Fortran.
I feel like there's everyone in chat collectively spat out their like Game of Fuel and Mountain Dew at that
line. They're like, Fortran. Like, so there's this meme on the internet that was circulating. They're like, if you remember this, you're old, and it was the XP. It is safe to turn off your computer now screen.
Oh wow!
And then somebody did like a parody of that, and they're like, and it said "bitch please," but it was like the old MS DOS prompts to be like "bitch please," and then somebody responded to that one in Fortran punch cards saying "bitch please."
Yep.
So this is how we know that this cyborg is a experienced gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
They still have punch cards. That's cool. But that says a lot about your hardware, man. Your hardware, the original base model hardware of your cybernetic self is built to last. What's up, Chava? Chava's a programmer. Chava, this dude, he knows Fortran. Have you ever touched Fortran? You been around Fortran, Chava?
Hey Chava, how's it going?
Pog, he says Pog.
I then did learn Python and it was the one beauty of Fortran was everything that isn't Fortran is immediately easier.
Yeah, I've been on 4chan. Yes, he knows 4chan. not
See, there's
Fortran.
4chan. Yeah,
Yeah, not Fortran.
yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's really funny, Beppo.
Oh. All right, let's get back to music. Let's get to music. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, give me 2 seconds. I've been standing. I'm gonna try to sit down because I was worried
Okay.
my model might freak out. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. I did basic and COBOL a little bit. Oof. Those probably sound like. Oh, Final Flick has done Q basic. Okay. Okay.
All right,
Man,
that's better.
where's old bearded coder when we need him? Where's old bearded coder? I bet you old bearded coder would love to talk to you. Uh, um,
I'm always here.
that's true. That's true. Okay. Let's talk about your DJ style.
Yes.
Is there a genre you like to focus on, and what inspires your set themes and transitions? Like, I'm curious to know, because I'm not like I don't know a lot about DJ stuff, so you'll have to explain it to me.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's my favorite genre is a hard one to put down, but I mean, the one I like to kind of write in and compose in is definitely like progressive house, like about 120 BPM, 128 BPM. And the reason for that is I find it to be very diverse and very melodic, while also being very like percussive and rhythmic in nature. Like it's a very open-ended genre. Um, Now, that being said, I really like psytrance. I really like this regular old trance, drum and bass, and like a lot of breakbeat stuff. Um, but and like I guess EDM, if you call it EDM, and I put my hands up because I was doing like the quotation hands, and I realized that it looks like I'm saying "don't shoot," so I won't do that again. Um, uh, yeah, EDM is a real, like, I guess, what would I call it? Like progressive house is part of EDM, but like I'd call a lot of stuff that like, yeah, EDM is very general.
This cat just looked at you with wide eyes because I was like, so that's all techno?
Oh yeah, 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 and techno. Sorry, and techno. Yeah,
And, oh my goodness, man.
yeah, yeah. Sorry,
I
and techno, and I really like techno. Yeah, EDM is an umbrella term. Yeah, techno, tech house is
what?
really fun as well. Um, but like techno, I would say there's like a genre of techno called peak time slash driving. That's the kind of techno I really like. Um,
Damn.
I'm not really good with genres though. Like I'm really bad at identifying genres. Um, I kind of just think of like musicians, like artists, and be like, yeah, it's like that. Like when I think of progressive house, and when I say progressive house, like 128 BPM progressive house, I'm like talking of like 2008 to like 2016 Dead Mouse, or like there's also like slightly more upbeat, more repetitious progressive house that is like Eric Prydz or Pryda, or like you'd call it, or like what do you call it, like a Swedish house mafia kind of stuff. But then there's
That
house
is
music as well, like Daft Punk. But Daft Punk are like a very specific. You'd always call it filtered house, or you'd call it French house. But I'm not. Again, I've spent years trying to find new music, and then someone just turns around. I'm like, oh yeah, that's filtered house, and then I go Google filtered house, and I realize there's a whole genre of this music that I didn't know existed. So yeah, I don't love. Yeah, genres are tough for me.
and I just realized this cat didn't even realize that all of that was different genres. I'm so bad with music. I'm so bad with music. Damn. Don't remember all the rock genres. Remember me. True, Chava. Damn. Wow. That was impressive. That was impressive. So don't doubt your music wisdom, because this cat was like, is he speaking English? Okay. Okay.
I'm
All
gonna try and
right.
move my model over it a little bit to match where you are a bit better.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So it's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, you control that deck. I'm gonna control this deck. Okay.
Yep.
That one's mine. It
There we
is
go.
mine now.
That's better.
I literally will do cat scratch
Yep.
now.
Yeah, do it. Cat scratch. Put a little scratching post
Nice,
on one of the
nice.
decks. Yeah.
Did you ever do vinyl?
No, I've never DJ with vinyl. I own vinyls, but I've
You
never
own
DJ with
vinyls?
vinyl.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask. So, being a virtual DJ, um, how do you engage with chat? Like, for me, like it's like hard to like even when I game, I struggle to engage with chat. But like it's harder because you're mixing music. Like, what do you do to
Yeah.
make sure they have uh, a good experience while being a virtual chatter?
Yeah. Look, it's tough. There's a lot going on when I DJ because I think even like Sleeping Jack was just asked, it's like, is the camera work all automated or is there someone in the background doing it? So there's both. So I have a bunch of cameras set up on, they're not quite splines, like they're not like on set paths. There's like maths driving a lot of them. So like this one that's currently kind of very slowly going left and right is just being driven by like a few sine waves with different like variables, different terms on them. So it kind of doesn't repeat over like there's like a super period over all the different sine waves going on, but it allows for like variation instead of just like going backwards and forwards, up and down. So I will be DJing, right? Yeah, I'll be queuing up the lights like in the background using Ableton, and then I'll also be like picking which camera I want on at the same time, while like you said, yeah, keeping track of what chat's doing. Like generally, I will respond to anything that's happening in chat. Like I have chat up next to me. Um, but that's also like having the interactions set up uh, allows for chat to kind of just have some fun while I'm like maybe mixing as well, or uh, like yeah, it's tough. I even the cube just spinning behind me. Yeah, it's kind of a balancing act of like I want to primarily offer a really good music experience. So that means like really good transitions, really good like well catered tracks, I guess, of like the vibe. Oh wow, we're underwater now. Um, uh, but at the same time, it's a live show, it's a Twitch show, right? And I want the chat to feel part of it and feel, yeah, like part of the show. So I think it's just kind of trying to hold 6, 7 things in my head at once.
Damn.
I hope I
Okay,
do. I
so
hope I do a good job at it. I hope I do a good job at it because I don't know. Sometimes I think I can just kind of be a bit quiet and focus on the music, and I want to also be more present as
yep,
well for chat. But I also am very mindful that there's people lurking in the chat that are just there for the
music.
music, right? They're just
That is
listening,
true.
and so I don't want to be talking over it too much either, because then they're like, oh well, I'm just listening to like a radio show now. Um, so yeah, it's I think it's a balancing act of you know yeah trying the
Okay.
two like yeah
Okay, so you do a balancing act of developing new interactions for them to be able to, engage with you via the interactions. It also sounds like you will scan the chat. It may not be the most prompt scan, but you'll still engage with them when they do type stuff. So I encourage you guys, always type stuff for the streamers and don't be afraid to type it again. I think Cora just
yeah.
pointed out that you are very good at multitasking, and Sleepy Jackal said multitasking expert. That's really impressive. And also, Cora
Well, thank you.
complimented you by absolute stellar vibes. I too have gone in your chat and just lurked while I worked on my project listening to your stream. So I have lurked on you quite a bit. Um,
I appreciate
mhm.
everyone saying that, and yourself, and Joe. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay, what are some of the
Speaking of chat, do we miss anything in the chat? Because I think Beppo said, that's to be fair, the entire music industry and community is bad at defining genres. Yes, it is.
It is. It
Uh,
is.
Yeah. And Flick said, everyone's combining styles now. Yes, they are making new styles. They're like stutter. There's like stutter techno now, or stutter house, which I think has already been really overdone. But that's a new whole genre of just taking an audio, splicing it up, and cutting it up and repeating it. But it works. When people uh, don't remember all the rock genres, remember me. When people say
True.
genres, I like your funny words, Magic Man. All I know is five.
It's already on its way out,
Yeah.
says Nova. Nice, nice.
Yep. Yeah, it's already it peaked.
Yep. How do you feel about the music community growth? How it's gone on Twitch? Yeah, how do you feel about that? You're part of that community.
Look, Twitch is fundamentally just not a music platform. Like, it is a video game watching platform, and it is a just chatting platform. At least that's in my mind. Like, yes, there is a big music, like, I guess, I'm just gonna move myself back a bit. There is a big, like, there's like hundreds of thousands of people that watch, or even millions who watch music, but that's a very small subset of the number of people watching Twitch. So it's tough to say. I think I feel like really happy with the community that I've been very like grateful and privileged to kind of build while doing this, because I feel like Twitch is not where most people go to listen to music. Like, you'll go to YouTube or even just like SoundCloud or something, or like and while there are like live DJs on Twitch, again, I think there's two kinds of music fans. There's music fans who go and just want to listen to music, and there's those who want to go interact with a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the DJs on Twitch talk a lot, especially for like my background in music, which is like just going to a gig and listening to music for 2 hours. It's funny because in live music, I hate when a DJ gets on the mic. Like, when I'm in a live gig and the DJ's like, "Hey, how's everyone going?" Like, clap along, or like, "Here we go." It's like, I think the audience knows when to do those things if you're a good DJ, because the audience is actually quite intelligent and informed about music. But it's different again on Twitch because there is that interactive nature. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of room for the music industry the music genre on Twitch. Like I said, I think we're in like we're at the real beginning of like live interactive content.
It's like an
on Twitch.
infantile stage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so I think that is a niche that is just like beginning to be explored, and whether that ends up having a place on Twitch, I'm not sure about. I want to kind of have a part in it and see what we can do with it, but I kind of feel like coming and being a DJ on Twitch it's like paddling uphill a little, upstream rather, because that's not really what primarily Twitch is about.
Yeah. Cora calls you a pioneer, and then Final Flick says, "Interactive content is the future. Choose your own adventure." True.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not quite a experience like this. You can't go to the movie theater and say, "Hey," you can't say, "Hey, Ben Affleck, your acting sucks," at the movie,
Yeah.
and it affect him. It has no effect.
Yeah,
you chat. Yep. And then, Cora also had another compliment for you, saying, not to mention the real-time troubleshooting stuff pops up. You're cooking on multiple burners. Yes, I will say, I thought my setup was bad. You were like 5x me, dude. You're a 5x me. And you're trying to pay attention. Yeah. From being a viewer is like having a ton of live concerts at your hand. And they're free. That is true,
Yeah.
Chava.
Yeah.
Set off a firework in a movie. Exactly. You can't exactly do that. Exactly. Or ask why the character just punched another character. Yeah, why did you do that? Yeah. That'd be hilarious. That's cool, man. That's cool.
I also think as well, the tough thing with Twitch is Twitch's discovery algorithms and just general is really not very forgiving. Like it really does favor. It's like the
It's
it's
just
like
all
the
about.
80-20 rule.
Mhm.
It's like the 99% rule, which is like 1% of the streamers have 99% of the audience,
True.
because it just, if you're gonna, if it filters automatically by like number of viewers.
Yeah, you.
So it's very hard to find new content on Twitch, which is why a lot of content creators in general who stream will create content for YouTube or create content for TikTok and try and funnel that towards Twitch, or even just try funnel it towards their Discord. So
Yep.
it's as a musician or like as a DJ, what I liked about Twitch is like with YouTube is way harsher with its like copyright content. So
Way
like,
harsher.
yeah, so like that, like obviously VODs get muted, which is like great. I think that's fine because like copyright is important. But I really love that with Twitch, you can watch the stream and you can watch it live and you're not going to get any of that. So, but that kind of means that unless someone finds you live, they're not going to get the full experience. And unless you are like one scroll away from the top viewers in your genre, it's very difficult for you to get discovered. And you multiply that by I just disappeared again. It's even harder to get discovered when you vanish off the screen and go into orbit.
Yeah, Chava had a meltdown when you mentioned the Twitch algorithm.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you got to remember that you and me are in the top like 1 to 2%, because we have above like 10 viewers. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like the
And
majority streamers are like at 1 to 3, like the majority, if not 0. And then
yeah, I feel very grateful. I feel very grateful for the response and the community that has like that Nova and I have kind of developed, and not just like there's two factors. There's like amazing chat and supporters, but also like the network of other content creators like yourself that are like just like nerds about the tech and nerds about the content and nerds about the platform and like exploring it. That has been a real privilege to kind of, it's like started doing this cool thing because I thought it was fun, and then like other really cool talented people were like, that's really cool, and then hung out and then I got to learn about the really cool thing they were doing, and then we get to brainstorm and bounce ideas off each other. Yeah. Let me try to get myself back on the camera. Give me 2 seconds.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, Final Flick was also saying big streamers are too unpersonal for me. I kind of agree. I kind of feel like Twitch has to have both the big and the small. Like, it's fun to watch the big streamers, but it's also nice to have small communities to come back to, and where we know your names, like we know you. Also, Twitch streamers can have redeems. Imagine if the World Cup they had a ultra rich Shrek for 2 million a shot. Nice. We fire beach balls out of a big gun and try to take a penalty shot. True. Like, we could do all kinds of cool interactions that aren't possible. Daughters, it's hard to find new streams just watching Twitch recommendations. True. Discovery of music producers is tough on Twitch, but once you find a gem, it's priceless. Cool, Cora. Cool. I agree with you. What's up, Koji? Welcome, Koji. Welcome. After the interview, I will definitely do the shout-out trade. I'll do the shout-out trade. Streamers gate giving knowledge is one of my favorite parts of Twitch interactions. Gate giving, that's a good one. True. It is kind of a mafia. I gotta say, yeah, it's quite an experience. But I will say, so I'm a multi-streamer. So I am on not only just Twitch, I'm on Kick, I'm on YouTube. But you're live on YouTube, by the way, and you're live on Kick and Twitter. So
See, I need to learn your ways. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Of like, I actually didn't realize you could do that. Was it only changed recently that like Twitch in like their terms that you could do that? I thought multi-streaming was against their terms for a bit.
Yeah, no, they just updated and the gates are open. You can multi-stream. There's no, you're not locked in. So
I
I'm
figured that was the case because otherwise you wouldn't have been doing it. But I was like,
yeah.
wow, cool. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I will say Twitch's discovery in comparison to like Kick, 9 day, 9 day.
Wow. Okay.
Kick is garbage, garbage.
Okay.
Eddie
Okay.
Kick,
Wow. Okay. That's
you,
saying something then.
that is
Okay.
saying something. Like Eddie, you need to fix this because this is awful. Like you, you basically have to hope that somebody stumbles on you by dumb luck because there's no tags. There's just categories and sorted high to low viewership. That's it.
Yep.
So, and
Yeah.
YouTube's even like discovery on YouTube is not great either. It is not great either. Like they have to already have been into your content and genre
Yeah.
to be discovered. And then Twitter is just. I have a chat on Twitter that I've never seen before. I can't even interface with it. It's really sad. Like
Yeah, wow.
I'm streaming to, and it's kind of interesting because there's always like one or two people that stop by my Twitter stream, and I'll never know who they are. I'll never know. I feel terrible. uh,
Mysteries.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I just covered the differences. Yeah, it's just like. So my goal is to like grow, and you know, that's part of my mission is to go across as many platforms at once to try to increase my discovery. But I will tell you,
Yeah.
like, don't kill yourself trying to get on Kick or YouTube because it's like if you think Twitch is hard, like it's like YouTube's like two to three x harder, and
Yeah.
then
Right.
Kick is like 10x, and Twitter's a joke. And I'm
Yeah.
on all four. I'm on all four
Yeah.
currently. So,
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, so much of my stream is the interactions, which uses like Twitch works in Unreal. So even if I were to multi-stream, it's essentially like, cool, you're getting like the base version where all you can do is watch. Whereas Twitch is the whole experience of redeems and
your teams, yep.
rewards for bits and whatever other interactions I've built in for like little perks. So hey Koji, how's it going?
Yep.
But it's one of those things of, I think you should be multi-streaming if it's possible because you should be casting a wide as net as possible.
Yep.
To try grow. Yeah, of course.
Yep. That's what I'm doing. But like I said, don't kill yourself because it has netted me like one, maybe two viewers.
Yeah, but that's still
something.
And
that's still
you
something.
miss
Yeah.
100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep. Yep. Also, I have some people that actually. I have one viewer actually, who watches me on Kick because they're like, I can't afford a sub, and I can watch you on Kick and not get ads, and I get all of your emotes. So
they're like window shopping your stream essentially.
no, they'll still tab over. They'll watch on both. It's Bam Chickadee. Bam Chickadee will watch me on Kick, and then sometimes tab over to Twitch to chat or whatever, mess with me. But for the most part, watches me on Kick because they don't have to watch any ads. Damn. Okay. Oh my goodness. Man, we missed a lot of chats.
Yeah, let's go back to the chat. I was saying that, so,
I was like, oh crap. Oof. Funnel in from other areas. Yes, not even storing high to low. Shame on them. Yes, Kick is the. However, there are categories on Kick. Twitch just throws all of the music into one category. Oh, that is true. That is true.
True.
I love your Twitter gifs on everyone else's at Ninja Gato. Oh, thank you.
They're a lot of fun.
I can click any post from anybody and see him post gifs on. Oh yes, I am everywhere. I am everywhere on Twitter. I spend way too much time on Twitter. I'm trying to grow on Twitter as well, and it's just not. It's a slow process for sure.
Yeah, I think Nova and I have decided as like a collective that I think Twitter is the one other platform that we're gonna really try grow out of all of them. Like whether it's Instagram or TikTok, I think Twitter feels, like that's probably the one we're gonna hone in on if we have to select one.
Oh, Cora says, I hope live music grows on Twitch. Not everyone can access concerts, IRL streams, VR fans. Exactly. Like,
Yeah,
freaking Tay Tay with her, like, or Taylor Swift and her freaking $2,000 to $3,000 tickets, if you could even get one. Like, who's got that kind of money to just, like,
yep,
take a whole family of four? You know? Like,
yep,
it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous.
yeah,
And like, yeah, we're gonna have to come up with more interactive ways to make people be able to enjoy a concert live and
yeah.
interact. Like,
Yeah, and also just what you can see. I mean, look, you'd never be able to see this again with Unreal Engine. You can create environments and experiences that are not possible to happen in reality,
that is true.
right? Like it could be like, okay, I'm going to create a set of like playing. I'm going to play a DJ set in the mountains somewhere. It's like cool, and Unreal has really great assets for that. It could look photorealistic and stuff, but it's like, well, but you could do that. You can do that and just go take a camera. Like it's a lot cheaper to do it Unreal. But why don't you? Let's not be limited by reality. Let's not be limited by what's possible, and let's make something that could never happen. Like
Mm.
use. Let's explore. I don't know. You could do a DJ set in the middle of like a nebula or like orbiting a red giant star or in a mushroom kingdom or
Yeah,
you know
yeah. More people need to stream their concerts on here, says Beppo. True. Herman Lee
yeah they
streams
do.
all the Dragon Force shows he can on here. Nice. Some charge like 4K to live stream. The cave, the
I want
moon.
to
Oh,
baby
that's
metal,
true. Yeah,
please. That'd be great.
yeah. That would be
I'm a
cool.
big baby metal fan.
Nice. Let's see. I think I was going to ask you, what are some of the advantages of being a VTuber DJ?
I think one of the advantages is I can stream whenever I want, like from home in my pajamas if I want. uh I don't have to be playing a gig at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 a.m., uh, in some club somewhere. Um, I think it's really cool that I can just control when, well, I obviously have a schedule, but that schedule is kind of set by me, not by like, some promoter somewhere or,
I
I think as well, like yeah, sorry.
will say that like every DJ I've ever seen, like the bane of their existence is lugging their equipment everywhere.
Yep.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
That's like
No,
huge.
I don't. No, all my equipment's set up and in a relatively somewhat organized manner. uh,
Nova says
think,
no 2 a.m. gigs. That's the
yeah,
best thing.
yeah, if
And
I don't want to.
yeah, if you don't want to. Yeah, Pajama Crew, let's go, Cora! Exactly. Well, I'm nude all the time. But I'm also a cat.
You're a cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
So,
You could have a little jacket though if you wanted. I think you could totally rock that.
maybe. I don't know. I don't really like to wear anything, really. But, that's cool.
What else? I think as well. Like I get to design the stage. Like I can. I really love the fact that I can control the entire setting that I'm playing in. It was really like fulfilling in like a creative sense that I've got an idea. How am I going to make that idea a reality in Unreal Engine?
I should have Boom make me a jacket with RGB. Boom did make me she did make me Christmas lights that I wear sometimes, which are kind of cute. I can show you the Christmas lights not on. They'll be off and I'll be not moving, but boom, right there. See them? There's my Christmas lights.
They're awesome.
Yeah, Boom made me this. This is awesome. That was just a Christmas gift. That was just a gift from Boom. All right, let me
Thank
get
you, Boom.
back.
Boom is another very talented, very
Boom's one of the goats.
skilled. Yeah, one of the goats.
Like, we voted for Boom for the software dev category, believe it or not. For
Yeah,
when we were the nominees,
very justified.
we nominated Boom. We also nominated Boom for best Apex player because Boom is the only Apex player we know.
Yeah. It's good that you cats catch up as well.
Yeah, cats supporting cats. Some cat
Cats
workwear
supporting
like
cats.
this. Yes.
Built
Some,
by the cats for the cats.
yes. Some cats wear cute outfits. Some cats will end you for you in trying. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle. You gotta bribe me with like treats or
And true.
something. Um, that's true. Let's see here. Alright, let me go back to this really quick. Hmm. Do you incorporate your viewers' requests or suggestions into your sets?
In terms of song suggestions,
Uh, well, yeah, you can do song suggestions, right? And then also like your world, your set, your stage, everything. Like,
100%. So I mean, sort of yes to the first one. If it matches kind of the vibe, I will. I also like don't
so,
have, I play off USBs, so I don't have the largest
uh,
library at my fingertips when I'm playing. Most of it has to be like already on there.
so if I yelled
Um,
free bird in your stream, you're just
it's,
gonna be like, not gonna happen, Ninja, not gonna happen.
uh, no, there's a way to do it. I've gotten there's a way I can quickly improvise stuff in terms of like
Uh,
rerouting signal path and stuff for audio, but generally Uh, I don't. It's not that I don't take requests, but I kind of just like steering the ship in terms of the music most of the time. But it
okay,
depends on the set. Sometimes I'm like, cool, I want to play some prog house, I want to play some tech house, and uh, I'm thinking about again the people listening that are just kind of vibing and creating an environment for them. But if I've also set the tone of like this is just going to be a whatever stream, and let's like I might be like, cool, I'm going to play the Powerpuff Girls theme now. Like
nice.
because it is a banger, because it is an absolute banger. Um, then yeah, it depends. And that's not about being like, it's not like not listening, but it's like I also want the audience to kind of have faith that I'm going to guide them in the right direction as well.
Mhm.
Sometimes, as well.
Okay.
Um, like as a DJ, as someone who's like catering the music. But in terms of suggestions, I mean, 100%. I've got a dedicated like Unreal Workshop channel in the Discord where I there's just tons of discussion from chat about this would be really cool. What about this? Should we try these things out? And also we'll be troubleshooting ways to do things a bit as well. Like, oh, I want to do this, but I'm not sure how. And then we'll go back and forwards. And
Is that
just because he's here, I'll shout out to Flick. He's definitely very active in there because he's in the chat now. And it's again something I'm really grateful and like it's a real privilege that there are people, fans, or again chat, whatever you want to call them. I mean, collaborators, I would say as well, that are so engaged in this project that they feel like they can suggest stuff. They're like that to me is like that's enthusiasm, and I love that.
Yep, Beppo uh, actually agreed that you absolutely take it
But yeah,
suggestions.
Beppo,
Yeah.
100%. Yep, Beppo has definitely thrown out some great ideas as well. Yeah, Marengo as well.
Yep.
Uh,
People to mix in your Discord, by the way. And Final Flick
oh,
wants
thanks,
more
Beppo.
Powerpuffs next stream. He wants Powerpuff.
Yeah.
And Final Flick is actually learning secondhand Unreal because of you. Pure inspiration. Pretty cool. I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
put mine in person. I want a cat. Where's your cat? I need a cat in your universe.
Okay.
You gotta
Okay,
have a cat. Done.
If you
Dude.
send me a model, and if you send me a model with like FBX animations, I'll 100% put it in.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I have something that I can send you. I don't know if I can, but I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Because I do have something I can send you that doesn't have animations, but
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Easy.
Um, no,
I can
Boom
also
says
just find
fun.
a cat and chuck it in.
True, true. uh, let's see. Yes, Boom probably wants an RBG cat, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me think of something here. Hmm. All right. The future of VTubing and DJs. Where do you see the future of VTuber DJs head? Like you are like one of few. Like I think you're like the only one I know of. Like I've seen people DJ on Twitch, but I have not seen a VTuber DJ besides you.
There's there's definitely looks. There's definitely people who will. There's VR chat DJs, right?
Oh,
And they'll
okay.
like stream using cameras in VR chat. And they were doing that before
Before.
MEOW was even around.
Okay.
Um, but I would say you know, in terms of someone who's created their own whole thing like this, I've yet to see someone else do it, and I've looked, and I'm surprised that there still isn't, to be honest, because I feel like it was a pretty obvious thing to do. And also, I want people to like bounce ideas off. I don't know where it's going because, again, I don't know. Uh, like you said, like there's, I think it was Cora was saying, like, you know, there needs to be more virtual online music, live music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me personally, I want to continue to build out the stream. I want to build more interactivity. I want to make it more immersive. I want to make it smoother, and just better quality. You know, I want to try and create something that's, you know, as seamless as like Avatar. You know, like something but also interactive. And I know that's a long way off, but I think just making it more diverse, more dynamic, like the virtual music, I guess genre or world. I think it's going to be full of really interesting characters. I think it's going to be full of, you know, really diverse experiences, and I think it depends a lot on a few things though, because I mean, copyright and live music is still being worked out. You know, it's
True.
like, and it could all be kind of shut down one day if Twitch is just like, yeah, we're not going to allow like any copyrighted music to be live streamed
That is true.
anymore. Which is why I'm constantly trying to write my own music at the same time of building the stream out, which is a very delicate act.
Absolutely.
Because I really like building out the stream and making it more interactive. And that's, I get the audience gets like immediate week on week feedback in terms of like, oh, there's a new feature or there's new something to do. Whereas like writing a song, I can write the music on stream, but you know, it could take 2 weeks, a month before I write a new track. And then that's like 2 minutes or 3 minutes of content that's new to that stream. Which is really like rewarding for me because I love producing music, but I've also fallen in love with like entertaining chat and making a really interesting dynamic experience. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it's going. For me, I just kind of am focusing on creating new experiences and like problem solving. Like I've really fallen in love with the idea of like having an idea and then working out how to make it happen in Unreal.
Yeah, praying.
And yeah, and I think, you know, that if other virtual DJs, I guess, start doing that, I think it's going to create a really cool new like ecosystem of, you know, like virtual, not even like DJs, right? Because they're kind of like virtual. It's kind of like a virtual radio host almost, because it's kind of got the elements of like interaction where you like call up a radio show, but it's got the whole VTuber persona aspect of it as well.
Yeah, Cora says
But
praying copyright on Twitch doesn't end up like YouTube. I pray too because like it's interesting. I have gone to your VODs. And I have seen it to where half your VODs are red.
yep,
Like
yep,
it's just, and that just sucks. And then like I said, I stream on YouTube and I release content on YouTube. I already had one strike. I had one strike on YouTube already, and that's terrifying to me. That's terrifying to me because I don't want to lose my account ever on YouTube. It did fall off. It just did recently fall off on Valentine's Day, so I'm happy about that. But they are way stricter, and I'm afraid that they'll Twitch will assimilate some of that technology onto here and start whacking us, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be ugly. Um,
Yeah, look, I'm like I don't want to like live out of from fear,
True.
um, but it's just one of those things of yeah. Again, it's something that just keeps me like cool. Well, the real goal is to produce original music, and that's not going to be an issue then afterwards.
hmm Building online community leads people to exploring different genres they might never have tried. True, that is true. Like
Yeah, that's
we,
very true.
I feel like people followed me, and now they're in this interview, and they're like, "Holy cow, this is pretty badass." This dude's like, yeah, like we saw Jackal ready to come to your stream. So it's kind of neat. It's
Yeah,
kind of neat that Twitch has this opportunity for people to
yeah,
discover, through other creators, like this communities that we built and mixed together. Um,
yeah.
well, with
And I
AI,
mean, again,
it's
like look at this. It's a cat talking to an alien with
true.
a TV for a head.
This is awesome.
Like,
You can't write this.
yeah, you can't write this. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, with an AI software, music and video production moving itself into forefront of content creation, copyright itself is the train heading towards
yeah,
either a brick wall or a cliff of endless void. That is true,
yeah. It's
Beppo.
very true.
Like it's
Yeah.
like because that's I was asking you like where you see the future going, and I do feel like the next question is what innovations do you expect to see in the future? I feel like AI is where it's at. Is where it's at.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like AI is going to be is I'm really excited for it. I think with like the democratization of like processing power, like again, all this is possible because we have GPUs and CPUs that are essentially are available to like the public, the general public that 10, 15 years ago were like only in terms of performance were only available to like Disney and Pixar in
mhm.
terms of so as that as that continues, right, and we're going to have like the availability of graphics processing and CPU power and better upload and download rates, I think is going to be as it's just that democratization of like creativity. Like the individual now, even with AI, can create a whole movie from scratch with like AI prompts, and a script, and produce a script and everything. And we can get into a discussion about the ethics of that and the content that those AIs are being trained on. But it's the general kind of current of that is that individuals are now having access to resources that originally only massive film production and content creation production houses had.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, Marengo wants to know our opinion on Sora. That's the AI that generates video from text prompts.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I'll go first. I do feel like that's going to be a very valuable tool because I feel like all AI is machine learning and it's a tool. Like I would love to be able to do feed the AI my branding, my colors, my logos, and have it inject my VODs and give it text prompts on what I want, which are consumable bits of YouTube content for my channel to grow. And I feel like it's getting there. All the bits and pieces aren't quite there yet into one suite, but they're making
yeah.
progress. And then, yeah, you could feed it your own video. Yep, people could
Yeah,
create their own
exactly,
data sets and issues. Copyright will not be an issue.
exactly.
True.
I think that's definitely going to be the way for again the true artists out there who are really trying to use these tools
Mhm.
to get their vision out as opposed to yeah, essentially copyright theft.
Yeah. Would you use AI for music? You think in the future?
I would definitely explore it as a tool 100%. I think not necessarily for like melody production, but I saw one tool or a plugin, and I forget what it's called, but essentially you can feed it in a sample and it will then use it's AI based, and it will just create like 100 variations of that sample that you can then use. So it could be like a snare, and then it can be like, well, do you want to make it more bass? Do you want to make it like, do you want to randomize the sounds? And it can just spit out like 100 variations of that same snare, which I thought was really fascinating. Is like, well, uh, as a kind of as a sampling tool, right, to create new sounds that maybe haven't existed before.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be cool. That definitely would be cool.
But
Hmm.
I think in terms of innovation, I think AI is going to play a big part. I mean, AI powered GPUs are going to change a lot of things as well.
True.
Um, I think, yeah, but in terms of music, I'm not too I'm not too sure where how AI will fit into music production, just because at the end of the day, AI in the form it is now is just like a very, very sophisticated like pastiche
Hey, Laney.
builder. It just uses what it is and then like kind of interpolates or extrapolates. And until uh, humans as a species actually understand what is going on when we create, there's no way we're going to be able to like model it, right? And I mean, that might not come until we have a good understanding of consciousness, which could be a while away too.
Hmm. Hmm. Damn. Okay. All right. I think I forgot to ask you, or I think you already told me. Oh, I think you do live mixing, right? You don't do pre-recorded
Yep.
sets. Yep. Yep.
Nope. Yeah, it's all live.
Okay. And have you ever done pre-recorded sets?
The only pre-recorded set we have ever done was when we weren't actually in the home studio to play a set, but we wanted to do one because we were like away. Uh,
Oh.
and then what we did is we had recorded a set, like a 4 hour set, um, and then we streamed the show so that all the interactions and everything were going, and we had like a loop for like the animation. I think it was for me or Nova, and then we just played the set, the 4 hour set. But I was still manually like remotely triggering all the lights. But it just because I wasn't actually there with the mixer, I couldn't actually cue the music. But it was a pre-recorded set
Oh.
in that form. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna ask you why you prefer one over the other, but I think I know the answer. But I'll let you answer. Go for it.
Um, I, I mean, look, pre-recorded sets are it's way less effort because it's pre-recorded. Um, but I don't know. It's like, what's the point? Like, it's part of the work of doing a live show. Um, like having a live set, having live mixing. Um, you know, it's all part of it. Like you could automate everything if you wanted and just have like a loop, and it's like people just
Hmm.
popping up in the stream and they're watching like a loop of a DJ DJing and then listening to music. But that's not the content I want to create. I want to create something that's live, something that is the audience feels like they're actually connected to. I mean, I see, actually going back to like your last question about like where live VTubing or virtual DJing could go. I mean, there could be a point where it's like a virtual AI DJ that's talking to the audience. Um, I don't know, and it could be a great DJ and it could have great responses, an AI generated voice dialogue and everything. And then there's no one there and to behind it, like actually DJing it, which is great. It could be a really cool show, but that's not the kind of content I want to create. I want to create, I
Hmm.
could just put the decks on autoplay and like go drink a milkshake or something.
um. Okay. Okay. Um. Hmm. Well, you did talk about your visuals.
Yes.
Are your is it all custom? Your animations, your overlays,
The overlays. You mean like
the lights
the
going
visuals?
around.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
lights.
visual. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So these are all lights that I've built in Unreal.
Hmm.
Um, some of them were like reverse engineered
Okay.
from other blueprints I found. Uh, Especially in the early days when I was just learning Unreal. But they're all everything you're seeing is has in one form or another been like edited or customized to kind of fit what I wanted to do. So yeah, like the light, that kind of like going around, that's just like a shader I built. But I mean,
Okay.
I could press play really quick on Unreal, and you can see everything going off. So all of those are separate lights that are basically being fed MIDI information from Unreal, and they're on like separate channels. There's about like I think like 15 separate channels. Yeah, so those are all built, yeah, by me pretty much.
Boom's loving your
Um,
RBG. Oh, by the way, RGB.
the
She's
RBG
loving
is a
it.
lot, yeah.
Also, Cora says that happened once I popped in, switched to a Tron vibe, and made my whole week, dude. Pre-recorded could never. True, true, true. Hmm. Okay.
But yeah, so that's all those are like all the lights that are queued up in Ableton Live.
Oh, okay.
There and then yeah, so essentially I control the lights with velocity information, which is like how hard you hit the note and whether it's playing or not. So the velocity will tell the light what color to be, and when it's playing, like the particular note will be telling a particular light to light up or not. So like each of these lights back there are like they're all on the same channel, but like as you go back, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way back. Like, and by one is the bottom C on the keyboard. So like, you know, if you go like an 88 key keyboard, the MIDI keyboard, the lowest C you can play is 1, I believe, or is it 0? Maybe it's 0. I think it's 0. I think it goes 0 to 127 is the MIDI mapping. Yeah.
Okay, and then like the sound wave that's on your face.
Yes. Oh yeah. So that is a visualizer I built in Touch Designer. So that takes the audio from the mic and it does a bunch of spectrum analysis. That Touch Designer has like these. They are nodes in Touch Designer that are like built into it, and you basically plug them all together, like spectrum analysis, and there's like a Fourier that does a bunch of like Fourier analysis on it and works out, you know, the different
Frequencies.
different frequencies exactly.
Yep.
And then, you know, then it does a bunch of visualization on it and like maps them to like different
Amplitudes.
cubes essentially in it,
Yeah.
amplitudes and things. And then I add a bunch of effects to it so it looks cool. But that's like that's essentially a visual coming in. That's like a video feed coming in from Touch Designer.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now
over Spout, which is
yeah, you definitely make a pretty impressive light show. But I have to say, as a DJ, I'm assuming audio quality is huge. So how do you ensure you have good quality audio on your Twitch stream?
So in terms of audio, I will make sure that my files are either my audio files on my USBs are either WAV files or AIFF files. So they're bigger, but you know they're a higher quality bitrate, all that. Unfortunately, Twitch's encoding or whatever you want to call it, it rolls off like everything below like 100 hertz. Like the bass just drops off. Like I can hear it, so I will pump up the bass on my EQ on the decks by like about 2 to 4 dB to try and make up for that. But at the end of the day, Twitch's protocols are like the bottleneck for quality, I think.
Oh, okay. Do you have any tips you would give? You know, any other DJs or VTuber DJs for managing their audio?
Yeah, I would definitely say get over like a fear of like Voice Meter Potato or any of the Voice Meter apps. Like they are really useful, and there's a lot of like really easy resources to understand like audio in versus audio out, and that level of like audio mastering and control. Definitely, if you're going to play music, you want to be playing it off of either like Record Box or Tractor Control, and you want to have like, you know, good quality files, so like WAVs or AIFF, and not be ripping stuff off of YouTube. because yeah, it's just not a good quality. But then again, you know, it does depend on the sound setup of the audience. So, you know, if they're listening on their phone, it doesn't probably matter. But if they're listening on like a 5.1 surround sound system, or you know, they're gonna hear, you know, they're gonna hear the difference in the files you're playing. But definitely being mindful of that, like that bass roll off that Twitch just has is a good one.
Okay. Okay. And use some type of voice software. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and a good quality mic.
Good quality mic. Okay.
If you're gonna talk, but and yeah, I mean OBS as well. Just like have your settings. So like, what is it? I think OBS is I'll check my settings. Like you want to be your sample rate to be at 48 kilohertz.
Yep.
You know, have all your yeah. I mean that's basically going to be it for your audio. Is just having it at a high enough bit rate.
I had to, for kick, I actually had to lower mine to 3600. It's gross. It's so
Really?
gross.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Final Flick says I use FFC compressor to watch. It helps the Twitch compression audio with my speakers, but not so much on my headphones.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Beppo, it's like that's why I'm like, dude, yeah, when people are like, oh yeah, Kick's gonna take over, man, like I'm just like, bros, you don't even know. Like you're just looking at it from the other side of the fence. When you actually go over there, you're like, this is like prehistoric almost. um, all right. Collaborations.
Yeah.
Do you collaborate with other VTubers?
I mean, in terms of, I love working together with other VTubers in the sense of like brainstorming. Like you know, I've had many good brainstorming sessions with like Boom. Another one is like Dead Sun. Dead Sun has actually built a couple of these assets. We worked together to build a couple of the assets you see around here. Like he's an amazing modeler. So I'm very keen to like work together with other VTubers in that sense of like, you know, like what we were saying earlier about just finding, you know, for
Garaging
example, yeah, exactly, garaging it. But in terms of like live collabs, I haven't done too many. Like it's kind of, I think the only ones I've done have been like, again, a very small handful of other interviews. I'm very open to it. The one thing for me is like I'm not really like it's not primarily a gaming channel, which I find like is kind of how VTubers do collab a bit, is like, you know, going and playing GTA or something together, or Fortnite.
Yeah.
So that kind of limits some of the collaboration, I guess, that I can do on the channel. But I love I think it's I get a real kick out of you know, creatively mind melding and working together with other artists and creatives.
Okay. And have you ever?
Oh yeah, true. Rango's right. I have played. I mean, I guess that's collaborating, right? Been very lucky to play a few birthday parties in VR chat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
That's
we would
cool.
I mean, again, Nova and I really don't use VR chat, but we, you know, we made a few little, just like use the basic models and like walk them up to the DJ decks, and then we just streamed the show and like put the channel feed on in the world, and then basically like played the set, but it was like on the TV in the VR world. Yeah, that's true. I guess
cool.
I guess it does count as collaboration, but I just felt like playing a gig as well.
That's kind of cool.
Which is
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, that was great fun.
Well, you're collaborating with a cat right now too.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is a great collab. Yeah.
Yeah. And have you ever collabed with other DJs? Virtual events.
The only collab I've done in like with Nova and I have done with other DJs has been like essentially like raid trains, I guess, of like, you know, a bunch of DJs kind of lined up on a set, and then like everyone would like raid into the next one. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Uh, Final Flick says the stream in VR is really cool. Audio becomes more spatial.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
That is weird. I didn't think about that. I didn't think that. Ray tracings are super important and effective on Twitch. True, Beppo. True. True. Um, cool. Cool. Um, all right. Now let's get into some funny stuff.
Yep.
Tell me a song that you secretly love but would never play on stream.
A track that I secretly love that would never play on stream.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't many. A track that I secretly love that would never play on stream. I mean, there are tracks that I secretly love that I've yet to play on stream, I guess.
Like a Johnny Horton song or something.
I don't know. There really isn't much because, like I said, like I love the Powerpuff Girls theme, and I've played that on stream before. I'm even thinking about like doing a classical stream at some point and just playing like Beethoven and Brahms and Shostakovich and Mozart and Stravinsky, and I think it'd be awesome. Trying to work it out with the lights would be really cool. And
so you don't like secretly love the Macarena, but would never play it on stream?
no, I would not play it. I know, or the Ketchup song.
That's true. I would be there for that. Oh, Sleepy Jackal would love a classical stream, Dave. Most people join Twitch for gamers, but illustrators, music producers, create real time is my favorite. Really, Cora? You're more about the artists. That's pretty cool. Damn, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I'd be hard to find. I mean, again, I've played like even on dev streams, I've played like Hans Zimmer and like John Williams and stuff because that's what I'm listening to when I'm doing like some, I don't know, working in Unreal. Yeah, I can't see there's anything that I would not do. I have like some guilty like workout playlists. So like I have a workout playlist that's like Train Like a Saiyan, and it's literally just like GBZ tracks. Like it's like Super Saiyan 3 Goku theme and
really
Super Saiyan Vegeta. Like that's a lot of fun. Or I think it's got like some My Hero Academia stuff in there as well.
Nice. Ayaya. Let's get the ayayas again. Yes, movie score legends. Yes, 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 yes. Nice, nice, nice. Now
Regina Bell's theme, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Evil Boo, Super Kid Boo. What else?
Yep.
There's some really good ones in there. Even like the Hercule theme, I get it like that. That's great.
Yeah, Boom's got a pretty solid Spotify playlist if you haven't listened to it. It's pretty badass. Oh.
All right, I'll check it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't play like the Power Rangers. I would probably even play the original Power Rangers theme. Like it's got one of the best guitar riffs. Like that initial shred, like just gets me so hyped up. It's nuts.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking for something that's an unexpected inspiration. So, what's a surprise element that inspires your DJ sets? Like a movie, a game, or a book? Well, I think you talked like Power Rangers, Powerpuff Girls. What's another unexpected one?
I mean, I might have seen the movie Tron once or twice.
Once or twice. That was kind of expected, man. You got some strong Tron vibes. You got some pretty strong vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. If we cut out for a second, like it looks pretty Tron, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got some really strong Tron vibes. I was like, this guy has the collector's edition.
What else though? Inspiration for sets and things. I don't know. Like, it's a tough one because I get, set storm.
True. True.
Yeah. Look, I mean, Dead Mouse is definitely a big inspiration for me. I would say Daft Punk are definitely a huge inspiration for me. Those aren't surprises though,
Yeah,
so
they're not
it's
surprises.
like
That's like
they're not
textbook.
surprises at all. Yeah, it's like textbooks for like anyone who's like in EDM. Um, uh, yeah, uh, I mean, oh yeah, big movie score fan. So I mean, there's definitely some of those elements of like Hans Zimmer
Mm.
and yeah, maybe again like Beethoven. Like I find like the Beethoven's like use of bass and use of
Mhm.
arrangement and stuff really inspiring as a music writer myself, and trying to create things that are more about feeling than like thinking.
Mhm.
Um,
I kind of think,
but yeah,
kind of think Dolly Parton's kind of like underrated for a lot of
Dolly Parton's
people.
great. Yeah,
Yeah, like I
yeah,
think she's a huge inspiration to a lot of people, and
yeah.
was a pioneer. And I don't think enough people realize how influential she was. Um, let's see here.
Yeah.
You literally mix all your inspirations to create you. It really does feel that way. It
Yeah.
definitely like I see you and I'm like, man, Tron and Daft Punk and Code Vico had a baby.
Yep. Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. Actually, did you? I want to know if you could tell Code Vico a. Let me add a stream marker. Let me start that over. If you could tell Code Vico a special birthday message, what would you tell her?
I would say, well, firstly, happy birthday, Miko. Um, Thank you for following your like inspiration, and thank you for for pushing, you know, creating something out of nothingness, right? Like having a vision, having an idea about something that hadn't really even been tested yet, and going through with it. I think, you know, something that can be really discouraging when you're doing something, doing something creative, is trying to explain it to your friends or people around you before you've done it yet, and them not getting it the way you get it, right? And then it takes you doing it and creating it into a reality that they go, oh wow, that's really cool, and you're like, yeah, I literally told you about this, I explained it to you a year ago, but it took you seeing it to like believe it.
Yep.
And that feeling when you have a really cool idea and you're trying to explain it and no one else is getting it can be really discouraging, and it takes a lot to then continue through with it. And it can also then be kind of hard to be like, not become cynical and be like, well, you didn't care about it when I was enthusiastic about it, you only care about it now because you can see it for what it is. um, and I think that takes a lot of like grit as a creative. And I'd want to say like thank you for yeah, being a real pioneer. And I hope she sees the ecosystem in the world she's like inspired, because she really has, done a real service to like the creatives in this world. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she's one of your biggest inspirations. One of mine. Like literally, you're in Unreal because of her. I'm in Unreal because of her. She doesn't realize what power she commands. So
Yeah.
that's cool, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, stream marker added. Cool. She does have a kudos board right now. If you didn't see in her Discord, or
No. No.
there's a channel called No Miko's. You can like you're pretty creative, so I could imagine if you're inspired to create a video of your own and put it up there, I think she'd
Cool. All right.
appreciate it. Um,
I'll check it out. Yeah. I didn't
but
know about it.
I will snip that what you just said, and I'll DM it to um, I'll DM it to her directly. So
That's very nice of you.
yeah. Whether she'll see it is another story, though. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how it
I'm
goes
sure.
with her world. It's absolute chaos. Have you messed around it, or have you been interested in messing around with her Egoverse?
I have applied. I've applied to a Makerverse. I haven't really heard anything back, and I've been very keen to test it out. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll join the Discord. So it's kind of tough.
I am in the Makerverse Discord.
The dev server Discord. Have you
Oh
joined the
no,
dev
not in that
server?
one. Yeah. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh well, anybody could join it. She opened the floodgates. She opened them.
Oh, okay, I'm
I
checking.
have to. I have to.
Cool.
I have to do it on my cell phone because I closed it and I don't want to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna DM you, or actually I'll just put it here in the chat and then you can copy it. She put it on her main Discord, so that's why I'm just gonna like share it openly because she's already shared the link to the step server. But every
Yeah,
once in
cool.
a while they're looking for new users for the Micoverse to become an alpha tester. If you could create a VRM of your character, you
Yep.
can be in the Micoverse.
Cool.
So let me invite,
That'd be really
copy link. Let me tab over to my creator dashboard and paste it here. Sorry, we support her a lot in this channel. As I don't know if you know, but I am actually I support her so much so that I support her with my free time when I have free time as as a moderator. So
Yeah.
a lot of us Beppo's part of the Micoverse. She wants everyone to join right now. Anytime, if you go into that Discord and just pay attention when they're asking people to sign up because they have to interview you to verify that
Yeah,
hey,
right.
you're not developing your own metaverse and you're not going to steal their code and use it for your own purposes type of thing.
Yeah, of course.
Um, so she's very selective of who she lets in right now. But you've been around a while, and um, I'm sure she'd be interested in having you, especially if you have a model that you want to stream. She actually encouraged us to start streaming from the Micoverse. My
Oh, cool.
machine can barely handle it without
Yeah.
OBS. Without OBS, so I'm kind of effed on that portion of it.
Okay.
So sorry.
One
Sorry
day.
for that tangent. Sorry for that tangent. But I know she's a huge inspiration to us.
Yeah, she is.
All right, let's talk about some memorable stream moments. What's your most memorable or hilarious thing that you can think of in one of your DJ streams? Or
In a
maybe,
DJ stream?
yeah,
Or in general?
yeah, or yeah, you could give me your top three, and it could just be
All right.
and your stream in general.
There's one very clear one that's very memorable was when Dead Mouse did pop into the stream.
What?
So you're talking about
Your
and
hero,
that's a highlight somewhere. Yeah, that happened. So I've saved the whole stream as a highlight. So yeah, I was just doing some dev stuff one day, working on it, and he just popped in, and he's just and he's literally all I see is Dead Mouse, and he's like, "What the hell is this crap?" Because it was just a ton of spaghetti in my level blueprint, and I was just like, "I'm new," and he's like, "All right, kid, let me show you," and then proceeded to spend the next 5 hours pretty much schooling me in Unreal. And then I don't talk about this much because I don't I've never really even publicized it because I don't want to be throwing out name dropping. I didn't want to even use it as Dead Mouse checked out into my stream, go check it out, because it wasn't about that for me. But in terms of memorable moments, yeah, this is one of them.
That's a clear W, dude. That's huge. That's one of your heroes,
Yeah.
dude. That's one of your
Yeah,
heroes.
that was one of my heroes. The whole reason I got into this, he just popped in. So he was there for 5 hours, and he pretty much he showed me a lot of stuff like structs and primary data assets and a whole bunch of things. And
were you shaking?
I was losing it, and he's giving me instructions. I wasn't even on the mic for the first hour of it because I was too scared to even talk. So I was just responding in text. And yeah, he gave me a year's worth of knowledge. He ended up so I ended up I had a fever at the time. I was really sick, so I was hallucinating as well, kind of, when he was there. I ended up after 5 hours of being the middle of the night, I'm I actually have to go now. I ended up streaming the next day, and he came back and gave me another 8 hours of advice.
Damn.
So that was crazy. It was crazy. He was pretty funny. He had some pretty cool stories as well that are all in that highlight. That's in the stream in general. That's one of the crazy experiences ever that he popped in.
Mm-hmm.
He even popped into the Discord after that and was chatting a bit. It was pretty crazy.
Dude, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. So that was wow, okay. If he thinks this is cool enough to devote time to, then I've got to keep pushing this thing. uh, um, that's in general like one of the craziest things. I think in terms of the DJ streams, there's just been amazing moments of really cool syncing up between like chat,
Hmm.
controlling the lights, or uh, making like really cool interactions happen with like some of the meshes that get produced, or um, uh, yeah,
Yep.
like it's been really special. Like when like Nini asked us to play a birthday stream for her in VR chat. That was really special. I
Oh,
felt
that's
really
cool.
like real privileged. Another one was like Ran and Hyung asked us to play a DJ set for them, like Nova and I. Um, Another one was Media Star Dream. She also asked us to play a DJ set. Like those have been really special for us. Um, uh, yeah, I think there's just been it's hard to the DJ sets themselves. I just have a really great time just playing and feel, and especially when there's chat is just vibing out, and you know using the interactions that I've set up. It just feels really like a real privilege to get to do this. To get
Mhm.
to do this in my as part of my like daily life. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh wow,
yeah,
uh, Beppo's like an experience very few people would ever have, having their hero come in and hang out with you, let alone share
yeah,
their tips. That's incredible. That's
yeah. It was
incredible.
really surreal, and it's before the stage even looked. It's before this stage existed. Um, he gave me a lot of real great tips. It
Nice.
was very surreal. Um,
Yeah. What and Cora says, "What did I say? Giving knowledge is the
yeah,
right way." Yeah. Yeah. Feel strong,
yeah.
man. Chunky.
It
It's
was
cool that they would
it
take
was
the time. Yep.
it was pretty funny. There was a point where he was just giving me some tips, and I was just like, it had been quite a few hours now, and I like was just not getting what he was saying, like plugging in something into something else into like in the blueprint, and
Hmm.
I'm just like, yeah, sorry, man. I've been streaming for like about 10 hours now, and he just responded. He's like, I've been doing this for 20 fucking years,
Damn.
and I was like, yeah, okay, fair, man. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, he's he's an old grumpy coder now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah. That
That's
was
true.
great.
That's cool, man. I'm jealous, man. I don't. That's an incredible experience, man. That's incredible.
It's a real, yeah. It was a real special moment. It was funny too because Nova, like I was not feeling well. Like I was really quite sick, and I'm like, I think I got it. I'm like to Nova, I was just like, I think I need to like get off soon. And she's like, you're not getting off soon. Like if I need to give you whatever medicine, whatever you need, you're staying on here with Dead Mouse as long as you can. Like you.
Until
And
like
I was
you've
like,
passed out at the keyboard.
yeah, until you pass out the keyboard, like whatever support you need, I will give it to you. You are staying here, and I'm like, thank you. Okay, I will stay here.
Nice, nice, nice. Wow, that's
She's
crazy.
like, you need soup, I'll make you soup. You need tea, I'll make you tea. Like you
Mhm.
are here until he leaves.
Damn, damn. Uh,
uh,
all right. Well, uh, do you? Damn, it's hard to top that. But do you have like a
yeah.
dream collaboration? For a DJ set, or
Oof.
like?
I mean, he's one of them, right? I would love to do this. So one of my goals for this is eventually to do it live.
Mhm.
So, and by that I mean take the PC, take the suit, go to like a dedicated venue, like maybe it's covered, it's plastered in like LED panels, like the floor, the walls, the roof, and you walk into it and you're surrounded by the world, and you can get on your phone in the venue, and if you want to change the lights, you can literally just do a chat redeem that'll talk to the
Mhm.
PC and make it happen. I would love to see where this could actually go as an actual live medium of, I don't know, visual music production. Um,
That would be sick.
yeah, like a giant 10-foot tall deck art on the screen behind me, or something. I don't know. I'm very interested to do, like, again, I love being able to do this. Like the benefit of doing this from uh, home and doing it
Mhm.
live and on Twitch for like anyone around the world. But I'd love to, to have a body of music, like 2 hours of music, and do an original set, like and do that live, and yeah, collaborate in some way. You know, biggest, the biggest inspirations in terms of music are like Eric Prydz, Dead Mouse, No Mana, another fellow named Sistemes are some really amazing DJs. Um,
Yeah, do
on
an
yeah,
virtual show with all of them. That would be cool. That'd
yeah,
be cool.
yeah. Maybe Daft Punk can pop in one day and say hi as well. That'd be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Ultra HD projectors are getting really cheap. But there are those like really good, like there are some LED panels now that can support like 200, 300 kilos of weight on them now. They're getting really sophisticated. See, yeah, Core, exactly like the Sphere, but even the Sphere, like the fact that it's like it's a screen on one side, and then like I would want everything to be a screen. Like I would want it to be completely immersive. Maybe even with like some augmented headset or augmented glasses that even like overlay an avatar onto everyone around you. So people can pick what they want to look like. Maybe it's a giant cat just walking around. um, I'm really interested to see where some of this tech can go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, it'd be cool
But
if
yeah,
the.
dream. Sorry.
No, go for it.
Yeah, dream collaborations. Um, yeah, it's a tough one. There's so many options. There's so many things that I would just say yes to.
Okay. Well, you're kind of a pioneer as being like one of the few VTuber DJs, but uh, what advice would you give somebody who wants to do this? Like they have no experience whatsoever, and they just see this interview and they're like, I want to be just like you. Give me advice. What would you tell them?
I would say you just the easiest thing, the part that's hardest is the frustration of dealing with so many different sources of failure in the tech. And the hardest part for me has been how frustrating it can be spending 8 hours not working out why something is not working. That can be really struggle. That can be a real struggle and a real block. I think you've got to have a really good, strong vision of what you're trying to achieve, and knowing that the only reason you're not going to achieve it is because you're going to stop trying to achieve it. The only reason you won't succeed or you won't solve this problem or troubleshoot this problem is because you're gonna stop trying to troubleshoot it. And if you keep troubleshooting it, and if you keep looking for different pathways to solve it, whether it's YouTube videos, whether it's getting in touch with other people, other collaborators who might have an answer or might have an idea of how to do it, I would say those are the two real barriers of entry. If you wanted to get started doing this, I mean, Unreal Engine's free. To start off with, like, you really don't need that powerful a PC, especially if you're not going to be doing much like rendered like dynamic lights and things. And just go and start looking at YouTube. Like when I got started, it was the vision of Daft Punk, Dead Mouse meets Code Miko. Okay, what do I need to do that? I need to learn how to build an environment in Unreal. And I just found I forget the channel name, but it was a course on like it was like a river in Unreal, like a river little gully with like trees and stuff in it. It probably took me about 3 months to get through it and build it. And it wasn't even really something I ended up using, but all the skills that I needed to then create my own kind of world were in that, were learned in that. And it was just from watching YouTube. There is such an availability of information now out there, like university grade education. I'd say even better, because a lot of universities, the lecturers or the professors or whatever, they're not actually there because they want to teach. They're there to do research, and as part of their contract, they're like contractually obligated to spend 15% of their time teaching, which means that they're not necessarily that good at teaching. Like they didn't get into this to teach. So it's actually the people on YouTube who create content that are there because they like making content. They like educating. So in many ways, there are better educators in general on YouTube than there are on like university campuses, and you don't have to pay a tuition fee to go on YouTube. And also, there are tons of great courses that they then offer as well. But there's actually such an availability of free information that you really just need to like look for it, and documentation is free. Exactly. And that's the other thing, is like not being afraid to look at the documentation. Like you've really got to train yourself to be like disciplined. Like if you want to do these things, then you need to sort of start doing it. And that almost sounds like a trivial thing to say, but it's like, I'm very grateful that I've kind of retrained my brain a bit to not get that much of a kick out of playing video games anymore. Like I do, and especially lately, like, but that's also like the social element of like socializing with friends and playing things, and playing games with them. But I get a real, like, I could do that for an hour and I'm like, okay, I need to get back to work. Like I need to work on, like, I can sit in Ableton for like 8 hours straight and love it, and just like muck around and get such a kick from just like playing around with sounds and arpeggiators and serum and things. But that's a skill. Start off by spending half an hour in Ableton, okay, and then go do something else, and then work up to 45 minutes, then an hour, and then 2 hours. It's like any skill, it's about getting the reps in. And I think, as much as this is a creative process, what we're doing, it more so than many others, like VTubing and 3D modeling and all that, it's definitely a skill in that you've really got to learn how to do it. And you get the reps by building. You get the reps in music by putting out tracks. And by putting out a track, maybe no one's ever going to listen again, but you need to finish it. You need to finish a track and then move on. And if you can do that if you can finish a track every 2 weeks or every once a month, like, you're going to learn skills in doing that help you for the next one. And you're going to learn much more by writing 10 tracks in 6 months than you are going to learn by working on one track for 6 months. Even though you might perfect that track or whatever, you're trading one track's worth of experience versus 10 tracks, and having that ability to, again, have a long-term vision about what you're trying to achieve is the beginning of actually achieving your goals. And if you're just doing it because you want to get famous or you want to get views or you want to go viral, you're not going to do it. You're not going to make it. It needs to come down to the vision you're trying to achieve and how you go about achieving it. But it really comes down to just starting doing it. Like, the only way to get better at something is doing it. So get Unreal and watch a video and make a little island map from scratch, or make a little, river system from scratch, and as for the DJing part, I mean, again, you got to love music. I mean, if you're doing this, it can be very, the DJ streams, a normal DJ stream when you're a DJ live is like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Like longer than a 2 hour set as a DJ in like real life is a long set, But being a Twitch DJ, you're playing for 3, 4, 5 hours. That's a long time to be there. You have to really like music to do it. You have to really like DJing to do it. And I think if again, that's not to say you have to start there, but you have to also realize that you've got to build up to these things. And that means, if like learning piano, you got to do scales day in, day out, and it's boring and monotonous, but that's the building blocks for writing a piano concerto. That's the building blocks for composition and music theory. And everyone's going to do it. And that's the liberating part of this, is no one is good at it at the start. People we all fall in like a bell curve, and some people learn things quicker and some people pick up things quicker, but everyone's got to still do the reps. And in my experience, someone who's putting in the reps will outpace someone who is naturally predisposed but is lazy every time. And I think that's what you need, as long with like a good vision of what you're trying to achieve, and you'll do it. You'll get there. Like, and you'll get there. And what getting there is finding your own voice and doing something that no one else has done before. And people will be attracted to that. People will be attracted to that enthusiasm and that again, that vision that you
True.
have.
Yeah, Cora's telling you to preach. I don't think artists are born with talent, just insatiable curiosity, learning from repeat failure, building a skill, and willpower to make a vision come true. True. Your brain feeds
Yeah.
off the creative process. Yep.
Mhm.
Marengo also made the comment that no one is going to check the box for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
And then Boom is a fan of YouTube University. That is true. That
Yeah.
is true. They all like Boom learned from YouTube. I've learned from YouTube. But I'm like years behind. Like Boom, you, obviously Marengo. But yeah,
It's like, what is behind, right? Like, if you've got your own vision, I've got my vision, Boom has their vision.
Yep.
We might have overlapping skills, and it's like the skill tree in like I don't know, Baldur's Gate or Skyrim or something. Like we all have things we have to like max out our points in, right? And there's only so many things you can max out your points in. You can't try and be someone else. You can only try and be you, and you've got to select. Again, part of that vision is working out how you execute it and what you're going to put points into. Are you going to put points into 3D modeling? Are you going to put points into music production? Are you going to put points into the VTuber tech itself, like the motion capture tech? There are so many things that you need to make a cost risk analysis or cost benefit analysis. Sorry, I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, skill tree, great analogy. Yeah, my thing is like I'm probably like level 2 in the sense where you guys might be like level 5, level 6 from hours played. That's only the difference. Like I understand that. Yeah, I'll get there. I just need more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and it's just like there is a discipline to it. Like you need to be organized, because there's always going to be things that capture your imagination and your fascination, and you need to be constantly assessing, well, is this getting me closer to my goal, or is this being further away from my goal, or is this just like a little a little off ramp, and then I come back and okay, this is really cool, I should follow this. Does this now mean I need to change my vision? You know. Yeah, but it's a lot easier. Like the thing is like it takes very little time for these things to all of a sudden be doing something that 99% of the population don't know how to do. Like it takes 3 months of, a few hours every day, or maybe a few hours every second day in Unreal to be better at Unreal than 99% of the planet, or 99.9% of the planet.
True.
Like, so that's no time at all to be in a certain percentile of content creators and doing things with. And I think Yep.
Beppo was saying that is indeed one of the things that's different about being Twitch D versus normal ones. You have to be streaming for many hours for discovery, plus you're fluttering and people flood out your stream like a butterfly. True.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's a real difference.
Yeah, you're competing in a very small niche. Yeah. Okay. This is a point of the interview where I open it up to, the chat or gatos or, oh, do you have a name for your community? Like, are they?
No, not really. We haven't.
Endeavor heads, music heads, nothing. No code name for them.
Endeavorites, I don't know.
Endeavorites. Gonna have to work on it.
Yeah.
But yes, I will. The devs. I will turn it over to the chat if you guys have any questions. And while I'm gonna kill some time for them to type up those questions. But no plans to do any gaming content or any React content? None?
I've thought about gaming content because I've been gaming a bit more lately, and I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe the audience would enjoy it, but we are marketed as a music stream, as an interactive music stream, and I think staying like on brand is important. Now, I think you can also do that and just set a schedule so people. I mean, like initially we would just pretty much just a primarily like live music stream, but I've done more and more dev streams lately, especially because I've been spending more time wanting to build out the stream. So I think we're now kind of like a dev stream and a music stream, which again, they're kind of interwoven because the tech is so much a part of the stream. But I do just want to, and Nova and I want to just be consistent with our image. And I can see there, Marango said, make a second channel, and we could do that. I just, again, the trade-off is like potentially diluting the viewer base. I think there's merits to it. Again, it's kind of things we've been discussing lately. Yeah, it's kind of an ongoing discussion over here.
Yeah, because I mean, you could easily put your model in front of a green screen like my cat is right now, and then just start playing a game, and just kicking back, or watching a YouTube. Because we had the discussion that I think you have a very brilliant mind in music, and we discussed the "Call on Me" controversy.
Oh yeah.
And I think your thoughts and opinions on that whole controversy it's good content, believe it or not. Like, I think it's good content because you understand music. You understand music, where as most people don't even get, the nuance of it all. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm saying I'm encouraging you to consider it. Also, because I would love
gaming or just chatting or reacting.
Yeah, all of it, variety. Because I'm a variety streamer, and that's what I enjoy. Because I feel like for the community watching, some people just enjoy the gaming content, some people just enjoy the chatting content. And to grow, I think it's good to have a variety of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it's definitely something I'm thinking about. I mean, if I was going to do any more content, I think I would be doing more music production streams and showing the production process and just me working, because that is, again, something I really want to be spending time and devoting time to when I'm not building out the stream itself. But look, I have a hard time enforcing downtime because I get really addicted to Unreal and these things. So yeah, maybe streaming gaming is a good middle ground.
Maybe. Also, I would totally.
Up until recently, I really didn't game that much. So up until Baldur's Gate, I did not game very much at all. I used to love gaming, and then before Baldur's Gate, I was absolutely frothing Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I absolutely love those games. But before that, the last game I really kind of played start to finish, fell in love with, was probably it might have even been Skyrim or something, man. I'm playing a bit of GTA Online, but Baldur's Gate 3, I absolutely love. I love collaborative PvE kind of stuff, games. And Helldivers 2 is the same thing, but with an FPS kind of cinematic swing to it, which I really enjoy. I get really I love favorite game of all time is probably Halo 3. That was the best. Some of the best memories of my life ever playing was Halo 3. Halo 2 as well, but Halo 3, I was this is the platonic form of Halo, as it was always it's the Gandalf the white of Halos. This Gandalf as Halo as it was always meant to be, kind of was Halo 3. But even that that would just spike my adrenaline so much. I played late at night, I'd be up for another 3 hours, just amped.
I do gaming collabs every once in a while. I will like
Yeah.
we did one. We did Party Animals, which if you haven't done Party Animals,
Party Animals is fun. I play
it
that
is
with friends. Yeah.
it's great because like it's not. I feel like there's a high luck factor as opposed to
Uh-huh.
skill. Although Nomori is really good. Nomori is stupid good at Party Animals.
Okay.
We went 3v1 of Nomori and he beat us. He beat us. Like
Wow.
but yes, I'll keep you in mind. I'll shoot you an invite
Yeah,
next
please.
time I have an open lobby. You'll be able to join.
Yeah.
Um,
Sleeping Jackal wrote, I didn't manage to catch the start, so you might
Yep.
have answered this, but I think I saw you put on a VR headset. How much of your setup is IRL and what is virtual? So, yeah, I don't use a VR headset. So, when, like, right now, I've just got a sensor tracking my head, but everything I'm seeing is essentially a big window of Unreal that is just what the camera is seeing. And I will change the cameras just using my MIDI keyboard I have in front of me, that I control the lights with like the different pads that are on, and then the notes of the different cameras. So I can just show you quickly that as an example. But you're probably referring to. Oh wait, I haven't put the POV camera in. Like, one sec, let me do that. You can see my scuffed legs just there. Even though it looks like it's VR, it's just a camera. One of the cameras I have that is pretty much just like attached to my head, the skeleton's head rather. So if I do it here, let's see. Which one? Oh, is it actually working? Maybe not. Anyway, maybe for next time. This is the hand one. So I've got a little hand POV camera here.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
But no, that would be really cool actually to use a VR headset. I'd then probably need to build a VR DJ decks to see. That would be really immersive for me, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Cube Fanatics or Gatos. Any other questions we got for this badass DJ? Any other questions? Oh wow, that's impressive. True, Jackal. True. Um. Hmm. Oh, do you know what it says on your clothing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's yeah. So that was designed. So that's kanji for together.
Together.
Because I just wanted some kind of. I wanted a symbol that just kind of signified what I wanted the stream to be about, which is about the audience and myself having some kind of experience together.
Oh, and it's the same symbol in the back too.
Yep, same symbol.
Cora's asking temperature control? Question mark.
Yeah, it gets very hot in here. It's really only a fan unless I chuck on the central air conditioning, but Nova gets a bit upset because then the whole place gets very cold.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I'm sure that 4090 heats that room up pretty good.
It's great in winter. It's very good. It's great in winter. But in summer, it's very hot in here. It's quite warm now. I have a fan on me.
Nice. Awesome. Redeem hydrate when it gets hot. True.
Oh yeah, I need to do that. So okay, there's another thing of suggestions that I need to actually probably build in some kind of a hydrate, maybe like a hydrate redeem, and it floods the booth with water or something.
I just did my hydrate redeem. Well, before you joined, I put a bowl of water, which I go up to and I drink. And
that's really cute.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. Any other questions? Any other questions? Oh, true. Looks like that's it. So we're gonna do the fake outro. I mean, our outro for YouTube. So
My favorite kind of outro.
All right. Everyone say bye, YouTube. This was a good experience.
See you, YouTube.
Yes, this was a great experience. So let me go to my stream ending. We'll see you, YouTube. Remember, everybody, hit that like and subscribe. Also, follow my Kick. I'm still trying to get affiliated on Kick. I need followers. Please, please, please,
Let's
please.
get this cat affiliated.
Let's go. Let's go. Bye, YouTube. Thank you so much for the awesome interview. Yes, we'll see you guys next time.
See you, everyone.